Hello, and welcome to episode 15 of Materia. Welcome to Life of Dice. Thank you for tuning in. Let's just pop into it. We are down a member today. That's okay. We're gonna forge ahead and pretend like they're awkwardly standing in the background, offering up their chaotic executioner energy. But yeah. Anyway, anyone want to recap what happened?
Great question.
All right, so we picked up where we left the little village and we got some camels and supplies and shit. We started heading in the desert towards the polis of Arias, the city of Arias. And as you started to head into the desert, you were buffeted by a large sandstorm. Within that storm, you saw some kind of sand creature depositing something in the sand a little bit away. Sebastian clocked that. Y'all want to check it out afterwards. Meanwhile, in the tent, while that sandstorm was happening, everyone got real fucking sick by being around Ilios for too long, who was in a constant state of ick. And as you went, though, out of the tent, discovered that buried was a body. You took it, unwrapped the mummification around it, basically saw that it had like a relief face of a mask underneath of it, didn't pry any further, went on about your day. Eventually you were accosted by giant scorpion centaurs, with some of their scorpion pals that were like, hey, y'all are so fucking ugly because you had done all your makeup to appear as awful as possible that you just can't be in this desert. You gotta get the fuck out. We're gonna kill your asses. But then you were like, wait. We're actually riz the fuck up. We're demigods. Look at us. And then they were like whispering to each other. I was like, oh shit, no, they actually look real good. All right, never mind. Change that. Now you have to come with us to see, well, who you know is the goddess of the desert here. Helia, and be her something. That was a little unclear exactly what was going to go down, but it didn't sound great for y'all. So y'all are like, fuck that. They said, we'll spill your blood to hydrate the sands. Combat ensued. Y'all were kicking ass for a while, and then getting your asses kicked for a while, and eventually ended up triumphant, taking all those things. You notice that where the blood had spilled on the sand, it turned into a little miniature oasis with like mini trees that had grown like to scale, like this size all around it. And I think it was as Nevin touched it, felt that it might pull through, identified it with some kind of portal. You assume it goes to the realm of Helia, the desert, and you're like, nah, fuck that. I think you did put some in a like a water skin though to keep, or did we not?
I don't think so.
It was the poison from the
poison.
scorpions. Yeah, you put scorpion poison in a water skin. Also
Sure did.
took Nevin took the double-bladed scimitar, like 2-blade scimitar poison. And did y'all get anything else? Oh, a helmet. You took literally the fucking tops off the scorpion, like their scorpion chitinous headpiece, yanked those off his helmets. No one's wearing one. I think you're gonna give them to your guards, you said.
The way you described it said that they could be fashioned into a helmet, not they're not like off the shelf ready to go. So Damon's gonna leather work some of the side pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very very little effort would be taken to turn it into a proper helmet though, because it does fully fit the cranium. But yeah, add some leather, make it comfortable, put a goofy ass strap on it, and make it worse if you wanted. Totally humiliate those that are wearing it, but it would offer good protection. But that is where we pick up, I believe, stuck in the desert, still heading on out of here.
Can you just think for a second about the mindset of like, you see some creature come up to you, and you're just like thinking like, I could take your skull off and use it as a helmet. Just perfectly fit. It's so fucked up. There was no hesitation. We're just like, scrap them.
It's that creature's fault for having a perfectly like helmet-shaped headpiece, like as part of its body. Like that's evolution working against it.
Yeah.
Actually, sounds like evolution benefiting it. It sounds actually like a really good evolutionary trait, actually.
Until you get your ass kicked.
Well.
Yeah, we just take it off.
I think so. As we take off, Damon will ride up next to Ilios as we travel.
Sebastian saddles up next to Nevin.
Sebastian, you're being awfully quiet today.
Yeah, Damon, don't take this. I think I have interacted with more relatives in these past couple weeks than I have pretty much in my entire life.
What are you? Did you? I feel like you mentioned that you might be related to this lady, right? She's like your aunt.
Cousin, it gets confusing. My granddad fucked like as much as Spyro does. It's because it runs in the family, I suppose.
Who's your grandfather?
flower one. Avern, I believe his name is.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, I think I have read that he has a lot of children. He gets around almost as much as Cavill, I think.
Oh, that's pushing it. That man fucks.
I think when I made the family tree of all the gods, Avern was like the dude. In terms of like spreading themselves amongst the gods specifically.
He's the god of flowers, right?
Grass, trees, flowers.
He's just spreading his seed.
Mm-hmm.
I
Truly.
hate that.
Cavill flowering others.
The thing about Cavill is he fucks indiscriminately, you know what I mean? Like, Avern may have this one massive chunk of the family tree all to himself, but Cavill's like here, like he's fingers a lot of pies.
Including human ones.
Phrasing. Yeah, for the longest time was just me and my mother, so big families aren't really what I'm used to. Seems like you can't relate.
What are you insinuating? Are you... What? Are you trying to say that I have a big family?
From the sounds of it, well, it sounds like you hate your aunt. I feel like the group skipped over that. You came down on your aunt pretty hard for like no reason, and then it just got brushed along in conversation. What did she do?
Well, I mean, listen. I think what I said before was a bit harsh, and I was kind of happy no one said anything about it, because I was like, I didn't mean to swear. It was a bit much in the moment. I don't know, I just don't like her, really. She's not great. You're just gonna stare. I mean, there's not like one specific thing. It's not like she came along and like, you know, spilled something on my outfit and I clenched my fist in earnest revenge. It's just, you know, you just don't like someone, but you're related with them and you live with them, so you see them quite a lot. But she throws fantastic parties, and I go, so maybe I am a bit of a fake bitch, if you will, as well.
Fair enough. You also mentioned a cousin as well.
Yes, I okay, alright, you got me. Alright, I may have a large family. By something, kind of. But, I've got 2 cousins, yes.
Okay.
Wait, you just want me to just tell you? You're just asking about my cousins, Damon.
At this point, I don't know. I never had a big family. I guess I'm curious how it all works.
This isn't some kind of strange, like, ploy, right? You're not just trying... This isn't, like... What's your angle here, Damon? You really are just earnestly wanting to know about my family?
Manipulation isn't my strong suit. So, ulterior motives, Niven, back out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Nevin put you up to it. Nevin, are you behind this?
I'm behind you right now.
You are.
She says as she's riding behind you.
But you should ride next to me. It makes me uneasy.
Yeah, the camel kind of moseys on up next to you guys. So what we talking about?
I guess just a family.
Hmm?
I'm being pressured.
I was just curious. Like I said, it was me and my mother for the longest time, so aunties, uncles, cousins even. It is, so far beyond my realm that I guess I was just curious about it. It always seemed nice to have a large family.
I don't know about nice. Complicated, definitely. I've got grandparents. I have my mother. I technically have a father, not that he knows I'm here, probably. And then I have 2 aunts and a cousin from either aunt. And as far as I know, none of us have children. I would be horrified if either of them did. I don't imagine they would make great parents. I don't imagine any demigod would make a great parent, actually.
So your cousins are demigods?
Yeah.
Seems like a big detail that you just kind of skipped out.
Well, you know. Things happen. Families get around. Just...
Did
Yeah.
Lotus go through an entire generation of aunts?
That would be absolutely filthy.
Yeah,
If
I'm concerned.
Lotus was the father to my cousins, because that means he would have banged 3 sisters. I don't know what kind of relation that would make my cousins have with me. They're both cousins and half-siblings at the same time, and that feels filthy. No.
It feels like incest, but I can't do the math on it, but it makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, no. It was not Lotus. He detests humans regardless. I could not imagine him doing anything like that. No, it's, you know, Emnos and Cingar. Yeah, I know, Emnos, totally.
Interesting.
Very.
Yeah, you know, we have a bit of a history with both of them a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't get to pick my cousins, nor do I get to pick the beef we have with their parents, so...
I mean, to be fair, we don't have any quarrel with your cousins, it's just their parents.
Yes, but, you know, they have their own feelings about their parents. That, you know... I don't know if they'd be happy if they heard the plans we have for both of their parents, per se.
I'm a bit slow this morning. Which one is Emnos again?
That's the one that Sebastian wants to put into super jail, though I don't know his feelings on it anymore.
I don't either. I don't know my feelings on it. Sorry.
Yes, so I had mentioned it before that my cousin was related to Emnos, and yeah, Sebastian doubled down. That's he said specifically, I would never personally admit that. So
that's crazy. Sorry.
Is that funny? That's
A little bit. I got sand stuck in my throat. You said that Lotus detests humans. It seems like he detests one a little less than others.
Nope.
How did that work then?
Well, you know. You just do a little... My mother did a little sneaky, you know?
A little sneaky?
She did a little sneaky. Maybe she pretended to be his wife.
That's nasty. And also illegal, I'm pretty sure.
Is it? I mean... definitely, I feel like a killable offense. I think if any god were to be tricked by a human like that, they'd be immediately smited. But, you know, she's still kicking, so I take that as good sign.
So Lotus doesn't know.
I don't know. Probably not. That's why every single time we talk to, you know, other gods, I've just been like, oh, that's crazy. You know, I'm related to no one in particular. I don't want no god gossip train going on. I don't know. I can't trust any of these people out here.
That's fair. I mean,
There's truly 2 scenarios. He knows and doesn't give a shit. He doesn't know, and if he finds out, will probably smite my family and myself. So
He could know and maybe just be embarrassed.
that's possible, you know. But I feel like that goes in the same category as kind of like doesn't give a shit. Is the reaction is still the same. Nothing. I am not, being dragged into the underworld. So
What about you, Nevin? I know you're big on secrets, but how did your godparent meet the not godparent? Don't have to use names, but...
Well, it's kind of a long and complicated story, and honestly, I'd love to tell you, but I can't. I know it's not the answer you want, but soon.
I can assume.
Oh,
Than you've given us before.
well, do you want to take some guesses?
Give me like a hot and cold. Is it as wild as Ilios's one? Because that's crazy.
I don't feel like it is, but whatever.
It's a little on the warmer side.
I know I gave you the scale of hot and cold, but I don't know. Is cold crazy or is warm crazy? You were like, it's warmer, but I don't know in what direction that is.
I would assume that warm would be more outlandish, I guess you could say.
Okay. So it's warmer than that. Wow. Ilios, I got nothing. I think it isn't my strong suit.
I don't listen. Some demigods are just like spawned into existence. There's some crazy way gods just be making things out here.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if a demigod was shaped out of clay and then burned into life or something like that. But so I mean, really, it can be pretty wild.
Earth's star like that, with the clay and the lightning.
What?
Wonder Man. What?
I don't know what you've been.
No,
reading.
I think clay's too tame. The material, not the DM. Probably like if Nevin was to be created out of just a mundane object, it would be a pool of blood, and then she would have risen from it.
That's very you know what? I would probably put money on. I would say she spawned. I don't even know if I believe she was born. I can't imagine a baby Nevin running around. I just can only imagine she was always a full-grown woman.
What, you've never seen a child run around with a pair of scissors? I don't know if scissors exist in this time period.
Shears, if you will.
Shears, yeah.
Yeah, shears, sure.
Is that you? Were you the kid that ran with scissors, an absolute heathen?
Oh, absolutely.
Were you the one who passed knives wrong in class? You did it, like, blade first towards them?
Mm-hmm.
And like aggressive, like violent.
Yeah, like kind of like.
Yeah. Yeah, you really want to make sure they get the scissors.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can kind of picture it now. In my head, a child Nevin, but this is not a good thing. I don't.
No. Terrifying, truly.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason I don't have kids.
They would.
Shin armor was made.
I think your kids would plot your downfall. They'd be like, I want to be just like my mother, and in order to be her, I must kill her.
Oh, I'd be so proud.
I couldn't have kids, because I they're gross. That's all I got.
Yeah, fair. I got kicked in the chest by a horse when I was a kid. Just fucking up-kicked me. That's how I knew I was a demigod. Because I survived.
I was gonna say, was it an adult horse or?
Yep, fully grown.
Oh.
It's the first memory I have was hazy. It was dark in a field. You see Damon kind of get like sullen remembering this and retelling it. Yeah, and I got too close and it kicked me in the chest.
I would kick you in the chest too if it was a dark night and you came up behind me, if I'm being honest.
It came to me. I was like looking at it. And then it like came over.
It came over to you and it kicked you?
Right, I felt targeted.
That's pure malice right there.
That was pure malice.
I wasn't aware I wasn't aware that horses had the mental fortitude to be malicious.
This one did.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't remember. I was probably, you know, barely 5 or 6. Don't know how I got lost in a field, middle of the night. Yeah, and I just saw it, and I was watching it, and it slowly got closer and closer until, yeah, it just fucking turned around and kicked me in the chest. Yep.
Question.
Yes.
Are you being on purpose, like, fully honest about this story? Because there is a small detail that is incongruent with the backstory that I know.
There's a detail I'm leaving out.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. Yep, I'm not gonna. That's why I said it vaguely. There's a detail that was left out. That's why I wanted to. Okay.
Damn it! It feels like you're hiding something from us.
But, I mean, actively, you are omitting a thing, so I just had to make that clear. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel as though suddenly something. Are you being honest?
God himself has come down and was just like, you're capping, and then left.
Hey, deception is deception. Sometimes you gotta roll for that shit. No, but the detail I'm thinking of is a relatively minor one. I'll go ahead and DM you just to make sure. It was because we may be talking about different things anyway.
That's really funny.
Yeah. I'm reading. It's like the first paragraph of my backstory,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is crazy.
All right, proceed.
So, what happened after the horse kicked you? Did you just lay there in a field, or?
Yeah, it was the first time I figured out I was a demigod. It's also the first time I got winded in my life, so I just kind of lied in the field, making sure that I could breathe. It ran away, so I just kind of got up and wandered back home, and then I had some questions for my mom, and I was like, that's weird.
It's interesting, because even though you were young, you should still have moderately more strength than a human, so it just seems like that was a rather strong horse. Or am I looking too far into it?
Could be. Didn't really think about it too much.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yep. So, ever since that, my mom was pretty open. She was like, yeah, Umer, horse god. That's your dad.
Well, that's nice. You said he thought you were dead, right? So how did that end up happening?
I used to, work for him. Umer has his own realm. In that realm, he keeps his 3 horses. He needed a stable hand, the same way that I need one back in our house. I was doing it. Someone else, not me, fucked up, and one of the horses got out. Made its way to the material plane, got pregnant, and by the time we managed to mend our fuck up, the horse was pregnant, so we helped the horse give birth. The horse was taken out, and I was left in that barn with 2 foals. My father, wanting to get rid of the people who fucked up, as well as any evidence of the fuck up, decided to burn the barn while me and the horses were still inside. Escaped out of the realm back to the material realm, and me and Sypro have been hanging out ever since.
Did the other one die?
I don't know what happened to the other one.
I mean, burning barn. in the moment you left it.
Someone else had it.
Okay. Who is the someone else? What is there smoke and mirrors right now? I'm smelling smoke. And I don't want it being blown up my ass right now. What is this? Come on.
How come I'm the only one who's not allowed to be coy with my stories?
Because you're not very good at it. You can only be coy with it if you're good at hiding things.
There was another boy named Ambrose who also... It was me and him who worked as stable hands.
Is he like your cousin, or, I mean, just like a dude?
Completely unrelated. Mortal, I'm pretty sure.
Was he picked because he was just really good with horses?
When I was 14, Umir came back to the same village where he met my mother, and looking for stable hands. A challenge was created. Horses would be let loose one at a time in the town square. You had a couple of minutes to either subdue the horse by any means. No one else could do it. Not in a lot of time until I went up. Horses have kind of always been my thing, so I managed to mount it, and within a few seconds it was calm. So, I passed. Ambrose went up after me. And it charged at him full speed. He placed his hand on the horse's chest and its ribcage, and carried it over his head and slammed it to the ground, and that counted as subduing it. So we both won. Me and Ambrose both got picked. And yeah, he was the one who fucked up, by the way. He's the one who forgot to lock up the stable.
Well, at least you didn't throw him under the cart.
No, absolutely I did. It was absolutely his fault. My dad
What
just
did
didn't really...
you? Wow. All right. You know, I was really like, wow, Damon, so honorable, but no. All right.
No, fuck him. He'd made that mistake. No,
I
but
mean-
my dad didn't seem to give a shit. He wanted us both punished.
Maybe he was punishing you for snitching, as I've heard on the material plane.
That's fair.
I think he
you
punished
know.
me because he was a dick.
That's a possibility as well.
Well, you
That's
know,
my living theory.
both are dickish moves, really, but
Mm-hmm.
snitches do get stitches, as they say.
It was kind of my fault, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the reason he didn't lock up the stables is because I might have knocked him out.
How are you gonna blame him then? Damon! You can't just, like, that's a full circle. It was his fault. He should have not been unconscious, idiot.
You know
he
what?
should've.
I kind of agree with you, Damon. He shouldn't have been unconscious.
Exactly.
He
Maybe take-
basically
Hey,
he flipped the
normal
horse
mortal,
over.
Normal mortal, how about you take this demigod punch and stay conscious, weakling? What the fuck is that? You said you think he was just a normal person. You can't just molly rock him like that.
Listen, at that point, I had been with him for 2 years, right? I knew he could take a punch. I wasn't
So-
trying to kill him. He attacked me first. He was drunk.
Okay, it was in self-defense,
I didn't
we
just walk up to him and just fucking rock him.
Okay,
as
well,
all of our previous encounters have been. This is a self-defense.
Absolutely.
Every single one.
but then you knew he was unconscious, right? So, like, what did you think? Like, oh, and he was drunk, so like, you'd be like, did he do what he needed to do? Like, lock the.
That's not my fucking job. Listen, I do my days where I lock up the stable. He does his days. If he came back to the room drunk, I'm like, all right, he's already done his job. It's not my responsibility.
All right, well, look you where you are now. So, you know, saying this isn't my responsibility got you here,
Yeah,
In the
that's not
desert.
spiral, though.
trying to get your horse back. That is like what they call a butterfly effect of actions.
Checks out.
So, Damon, you're not gonna burn down the horse stables when we find Spyro, right?
No, absolutely not. I'm not my
Okay.
dad.
Okay, I was just gonna make sure that, we don't have a sins of the father kind of thing going on.
No, he was ironic because he stole the horses, but he's very possessive of them, and the idea of someone else having those horses or even descendants of them, he did not like at all. So that's why he was so angry that we let one get out, and even angrier once we realized that it had managed to get pregnant. So
There's a horse out there that fucked a god.
yeah,
God
fuck the
horse.
god horse. That's
Be
why I
that
was saying
horse.
earlier that me and Spyro are kind of similar. We're both kind of like demigods, but he's like a horse demigod, demi-horse,
Mhm.
horsey god,
Don't like
I
that.
like- I like Demi-horse better.
demi-horse. But that
Demi-horse sounds
implies
like-
half horse, half something else. Sounds like a derogatory term for a centaur.
I'll keep that in the backlog. I'll remember that one. Demi-horse. It makes it actually kind of sound like it's a pony. Like it's not a full horse. It's kind of...
Yep, that's pretty much all my baggage.
That's nice. It could be worse.
It could
I
be.
mean, I'd prefer if I didn't have a dad who tried to burn me alive, but yeah, I guess it could be worse. I could actually be burnt alive.
Yeah, there are some demigods who have it pretty rough out there.
Mhm.
I mean, you're alive and you have a horse, so you're winning. Well, you don't have a horse right now,
Yeah,
but you
we're
will have a
working on
horse.
that. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I don't even think I have it the worst in this group. Not by far.
Who do you think has it the worst in this group?
Well, I know nothing about Nevin, so she can just float ominously in the middle. So that leaves it between you and Sebastian. Don't think I know much about Sebastian personally. I just have like people like have their own conversations that I'm not a part of, and then we have these group conversations, and then you reference that earlier conversation, but I only get that part. So like, I think I have the gist of what Sebastian's been through, but if I'm gonna pick a worse, then it's gonna have to be you, because I actually knew that you.
All right. I win. Misery is mine.
You asked.
Sebastian, are you okay? You haven't touched your Taco Bell.
Yeah, Sebastian. Looks like their stomach's a little upset today. They're just kind of like,
Just walking off the Ebola from the previous night.
yeah, exactly.
uh,
Sebastian's just enjoying the first time in a long time that the inside of their mind is quiet.
Mhm.
They're just kind of sitting with that on this ride. Also, the fact that they got shit kicked out of them just like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Just kind of riding that off.
fair. Well, not only demigods have it rough, I'm sure some of the better gods have it rough as well.
what, just like full-on gods just having it... You know what? I've read a lot of legends, and some gods do have it rough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I would not want to be you.
Absolutely.
Hold on, let me maybe open something so I can remember something.
There are a couple pretty.
I believe Demnon's... No, not Demnon. What is it? Notris? Yes, his children. I feel bad for them. Some of them. I mean, I guess,
Never-
like, Olo has it okay, but, like... I think just the fact that he didn't get to know his family kind of has an effect on him, which could be psychologically as damaging as having your tongue removed.
Mm-hmm. Could have effects on confidence, your self-worth, I guess.
Feel
Yeah.
like very specific.
It reminds me of my dad, honestly.
Did your dad have troubles with self-worth and confidence?
Not in so many words, but he honestly should have a much higher position in his area, his work area, I guess you could say.
Is he the mortal one? Your father?
Wouldn't you like to know?
One-inch forward, 5 miles back. That's the Niven way.
You know what, Damon? I'll throw you a bone. I'll be honest. The only reason I've been hesitant is because, well, we've already got the eyes of some gods on us, and quite frankly, I don't like that. But if it makes you feel better, it is not the mortal one.
Thank you.
I'll throw you a bone, as it were.
Was there another bone coming?
No,
That
was it.
was the bone. Okay,
That
cool.
was the bone.
That was the bone. Perfect.
Mhm.
No, I'm happy.
Yes, the wolf lady threw you a bone. Chew it up, horse boy.
Listen, all I'm saying is my dad has great potential, but he doesn't seize it.
Fair.
My family can't relate. They seized what they could, let me tell you.
Yes, my dad really wanted those fucking horses, so he fucking got them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I don't think... A lack of self-confidence does not run in my family, personally.
We can tell.
Yeah?
It would be more of a side-to-side kind of thing going on.
I got a horse.
Demon's actually on the
Oh, yeah,
horse.
you do, yeah.
Yours is like has the horse like steps in the sand, like uncomfortably.
It's like fucking struggling.
You have like 2 fucking tree tent poles.
Yeah, this horse is so fucking upset. Ugh.
But that's why me and my brother get along so well. He seizes the day. Me and him compete. It's a great time.
He isn't
Brother
like
sounds like
he's...
Johan.
I mean... Yeah, you're saying Evan's brother is Johan?
It sounds like him. I'm not saying it is. Oh, stop, dude.
Well, don't you think he would have recognized me?
Listen, I just said I didn't think Johan was your brother. I said, it sounds like they share personality traits.
I don't know, Nevin. You're an enigma. And I already know there's magic to change appearance.
That's crazy.
I considered stealing that item from my mother when Johan was, you know, well, when we were offered the option to kill Johan, it may have crossed my mind to have him hide, but I also feel like Johan's not the type to hide, and I would rather avoid the issue with getting that thing from my mom than giving it to Johan. Like, I don't know if I like Johan that much to put myself in that position.
That's fair. Honestly, I think Johan's a little bit too nice. To catch my drift.
Is it a crime to be kind?
I'd say it's a crime to be two-faced, though. Because I mean, he is kind of the catalyst to this whole conflict, or at least part of it.
I guess it's true. But I mean, like, if you were a good person and then you, like, killed someone, do you just suddenly have to put on a black robe and an evil mask and start acting different? I mean, couldn't you still be a nice person? Is that two-faced?
Depends on the context.
I suppose, but...
I mean, like me, I don't claim to be a good person, but, you know, I'm not actively out here murdering everyone that I see.
Yet.
Mm-hmm.
I fear for your power, Nevin. I don't know where you'll go.
Don't worry about it. Everything's fine.
I feel like actively a lot of things are not fine. This group is in pretty hot water right now.
Yeah, that is true.
I feel like I might have asked this question before, but for curiosity's sake, I'll do it again. Your brother, I would assume also demigod, but is it half brother or full brother?
If we have to get technical, half brother,
Gotcha. All right,
But-
that's all I wanted to know.
but I consider him my own flesh and blood.
Absolutely.
We're like this. As
That's how I'm like-
Sebastian used to say, bestie for the resty.
Hate that. That's how I'm like with my cousins as well. Though they are cousins, I, maybe, perhaps, sort of think of them as siblings. Because we were kind of raised like it. Maybe.
Sounded like you had a little bit of resentment to your cousins talking about them earlier.
What? Did I?
You were like, I can't remember exactly what you said, but it made it sound like you didn't like them too much.
Whoa, no, not at all. They're kind of all I've got, really. I said they were like my only friends. I mean, like, they have their own problems going on, and you can't just, like someone 100%, but we're on great terms.
I like Spyro 100%. He's awesome.
He's a horse.
You shut the fuck up.
He can't even talk to you. What if he's just super racist? You wouldn't know because he's a horse.
I'm gonna molly rock you like I did Ambrose if you don't watch your mouth.
I'm just saying, like, I get, like, with the language barrier, of course you're gonna like him 100%, because certainly to some degree you're projecting your own ideals onto him.
He is a friendly horse, and he snuggles indiscriminately.
Does he?
Yeah.
I'm gonna insight check him.
Am I misremembering, or didn't you say that he attacked someone at some point?
You sure did.
He also attacks indiscriminately.
Okay, well,
I'm insight checking. Fuck. That's still a 19. Oh shit. That's a plus 11 to my insight. I rolled an 8.
Yeah, he's telling the truth. Well, he truly believes that Spyro isn't
Isn't
as good-
racist.
Isn't racist, yeah. He believes that Spyro isn't racist.
I mean, I'm insight checking if you think that he is, like, a kind, snuggly horse.
Oh, absolutely. If that's what you're inside checking, Dan believes 100%. The only reason he attacked that guard is because they separated me from him. And that's the only time. You like dogs, Nevin? You can relate to that mindset, I suppose.
Revolves.
I mean, they're canines,
Big-
but you know.
Big dogs.
Okay, well, I mean, biologically, they're kind of, like, really different. I can't... If you say, I'm bringing my dog, and you bring a wolf, people won't be very happy with that. You can't just be like, it's a cat, and show up with a tiger, right? So...
I've got to remember that next time we have a family reunion. Just be like, I'm bringing my dogs.
Ugh. Yeah, no.
Yeah, other than that, Spyro's very friendly. Keep in mind, this is a demi-horse. He has more personality than a regular horse.
Do you think having divine blood gives something more personality?
I think from experience, Spyro is more... What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say human, because that's kind of fucked up, but...
Adept, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, more socially adapted than most horses.
So do you think then that, because you have experience with guard horses, do the guard horses as a whole like act more intelligent or adept than an average horse?
Yeah, from my experience, yeah.
Are they
Um,
capable of like speaking to any degree or have any abilities or
the the three horses that my father keeps, I know they have magical abilities of their exact nature, I'm not sure, but they never, it's not like I was cleaning out their shit and they were like, you missed a spot. Like, they didn't speak.
or maybe they were just kind enough not to.
Maybe. Spyro definitely can't speak, but I know he can think. He has that ability.
Well, I hate to inform you, but most animals can think, Damon.
You know what I mean? There's more sentience behind his eyes than most. Awareness.
Are you projecting, or do you know this to be fact? Like, did you run an experiment? Did you did you check like his object permanence and things like that? Did you like do a puzzle and have him solve it?
Why would I
Have
do
you
that?
tested his like vocabulary? So if you're like, oh, you know, go here, northwest, stop, stay, like how many words do you think he knows? Like I think dogs can memorize up to like 200 words in most dogs at least.
Wolves can.
Yes.
This conversation got very scientific. I just kind of talk to him like a person, and he seems to get the gist.
So you don't have any like actual like
No, absolutely not.
okay, alright, so you just like
You want me to
vibes.
stop pulling out spreadsheets? Yeah, we go on vibes in this household.
My
Damon, do you
Absolute
think
nemesis.
that Spyro knows like shapes? Do you, like hypothetically speaking, would they be able to put a square block into a square hole, or do you think he'd put it into the circle hole?
No, I think he could do shapes.
Okay. I think that's a good gauge of intelligence right there.
Would you be against me experimenting with your horse?
Phrasing. Yeah, I. He's kind of like my only friend, so I'd prefer if you didn't. But
Why? Does it? What are you afraid of? Losing him to me? Do you really think he would?
no, he absolutely wouldn't. No,
Alright,
I don't know.
so-
You say experiment vaguely. I don't know what your intentions are.
To see if he can put a square shape into a square hole. Obviously,
That just sounds like play. We could play with him.
sure. Whatever you want to call it. It's play. Yes. Nothing more. Nothing less. Good talk, Damon. I'm glad you're really simmering on that.
That's right. The square block goes into circle.
It's true. I've tried it many times. Just have to get the angle right.
It's right. It's true. Gauge of intelligence doesn't necessarily mean putting it in the correct place, rather not getting it into the destination. Am I right?
Yeah, you are correct. I mean, Damon, you're asking about my family. Was there really nothing you just wanted to know about little old me?
Yeah.
Why would nobody in my family say anything about me?
Because I was curious. I'm not trying to like gain any secret insights to like how to defeat you. I'm just curious.
But-
You brought up family a lot.
How did it feel? Right? You punch me like you did that poor mortal. I promise you that'll take me right out.
He was fine.
I don't know if he was, Damon. you guys had your whole lives turned upside down.
Not because of the punch. He woke up
Yes.
with a hangover and a black eye. He was fine.
I think that punch might have butterfly affected you to this point in your life.
The punch heard around the world.
Okay, if we're breaking down whether or not that punch has affected the trajectory of my life, yes. If we bring up the fact that that punch within a short-term time span, affected him too much. It didn't.
I mean, he could. You said he was drunk. He could have just been like, "Ah, darn, I forgot to go lock the thing," and then still wandered off drunk.
Yeah, but at that point, he shouldn't have came at me. That was on him.
Alright, well, here you are.
I think I mentioned a while ago that I had a friend. We used to arm wrestle. The tally was at like 400 to him, 100 to me, something to that ratio. That was Ambrose. So if we're worried about me mollyrocking him, I think he can take it. Through what I know, he's stronger than me.
Are you sure that he's just like a dude? That does not sound like a dude thing, Damon.
Yeah.
I don't know his fucking parents. I worked back in the city. Me and him both used to work at the stables together. I've known him for a long time. We were fucking. He used to pick on me. I gave him his first black eye. He gave me first fucking concussion. We fucking hated each other. But the stable guy didn't give a shit as long as we got the job done. He'd let us go at it. Until we both got sent to Umair's, we kind of became friends because we were all each other had.
Damon, you didn't say, hey, you're really strong, like really strong. Would you happen to be related to a god? Did you never... You said that you got kicked by a horse that winded you, and that's how you knew you were a demigod. But if you got a concussion from a man, you would clearly be like, maybe, because you were like, that was like some kind of mystical horse, right? You said that you don't think that's just a normal horse. So like, why would you think that was a normal dude who could give you a concussion?
I just thought it was really strong. He was older than me as well, so.
Oh, Damon, I can't take it.
Well, I was the younger one, so I'm like, oh, he's older, he's so much stronger.
He picked up a horse, though.
That I will admit I found strange.
Damon, I think we're dealing with another demigod.
No, he would have said something. Surely there are other. How many mortals do you guys know that can lift a horse? There's got to be a few. I know one at least.
No. Nope. I know a demigod who could pick up a horse. I know like two at this point, but they are demigods.
Sebastian, you know anyone that can pick up a horse?
Sebastian starts telling like a long-winded story about
All right.
The legend of horses, please.
some ancient far-off land, a man out of canon named Hercules.
That just fucking suplexed the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain we're dealing with another demigod here. That has another demi-horse, by the way.
Yeah, we were separated in the fire. I don't know if he got out. I assumed he did, but I never.
If he was a demigod, he probably did. If I had to put money on it, I don't think.
Alleged demigod. We're not sure yet.
Nope.
There's a question mark next to that.
As someone who's like actively in the process of researching demigods, I can say off these few factoids, I would bet half my lifeline on that guy is a demigod.
50-50, that's not very confident. So, question mark. We're not sure.
You know, Damon, if you think about it, there's just another you running around right now.
No, he's ginger.
Making him an entirely different person.
Okay, maybe Spyro wasn't the one that was racist.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I just said he's ginger than spit.
I don't know, you had something in there. Something in the back of your throat when you said
Well,
it.
he pronounced the G,
Yeah. You said ginger with a hard R, Damon.
Yeah. I hope that horse is okay.
Probably. It's in the hands of a demigod. I would put, confidence that it's probably alright.
It's in the hands of a demigod, and it's also a demi-horse, so... odds are pretty strong.
Are you sure that guy wasn't like a half-brother or something? Because, that would make sense if he was, related to you in some way.
I don't think we're related. We don't look similar.
My mother and aunts don't look, similar, but that's also because, genetics. You don't just come out as, carbon copies, recolorings of your parents, It's like sometimes you can look like your grandpa. It's crazy. Because if he's a demigod, who is he related to that could give him, strength like that?
He didn't have any innate horse-tending abilities like I do, I suppose. He was just really strong, as far as I'm aware. If he's related to me, we didn't get the same fucking chip off the old block.
Well, yeah, I don't think demigod abilities manifest exactly the same every single time.
No, of course. To say that he only got strength and nothing else?
Yeah, that would suck. To only be, good at one thing, as a demigod.
Mm-hmm.
Are you taking shots? I don't know who you're jabbing at, but that felt like a jab.
It was not a jab. Who would I be jabbing at? Who's good at one thing?
I don't know, that's why I was confused. I was like, you talking about me?
Jesus. I mean, not Jesus.
Malor.
Yeah, Malor. Not everything I say is some underhanded jab at or stab at someone, okay? Sometimes I am literally just speaking. Alright, well, if I'm being honest, I may have fibbed a little bit about, why I'm traveling with you guys. Just a
Go
smidge.
on.
Just a little smidge. I didn't, is it fibbing if you don't say what, if you just, remain quiet? Nevin, you're the master of this. Answer it.
Technically, no. You can't lie
Exactly.
about things that people don't know about.
Right, so I was just purposefully withholding information.
Imagine.
No, I I decided to kind of come along with this partly because I'm kind of looking for my cousins, sort of. I imagine that they probably didn't go home after what happened. Or at least one of them. I wouldn't be surprised if Zika running back to his mom, boo-hoo, I need approval.
After what happened?
Yeah, I had some beef with my mom, alright? And I was like, you know what, I'm leaving. And then my cousins were like, fuck yeah, we're leaving! Things you do when you're young.
So, did they follow you or just kind of go their own separate ways?
We made a deal to, escort me to Olo's library, but they didn't, make it. They got lost along the way.
Okay, so they got lost.
They got lost, yeah. Zico, stayed behind, being like, I'll hold this monster off. And I was like, sure thing, buddy. Whatever makes you feel valiant. And then, Celine, she got lost in, a flower maze. That was unfortunate. The Feywild is crazy.
That's right, you went to the Fae.
Yeah. Yes, we weren't just, walking through the forest and, they got dragged away by some bear. No, this place was, twisty, turny, hallucinatory. Not fun to travel through, I would say. Yeah. But, yeah, we got split up, and I was just like, well, they were planning to leave anyway, so I made it to the library, so I'm like, they probably just went and did their own thing.
Fair
So,
assumption.
I'm just keeping an ear out. I do now actually, ironically, have the ability to magically speak to people that I have met before, as I did with the Queen. But I'm kind of worried that if I do it, and I don't get a reply, they're dead. So I have, Schrodinger's magical message right now.
Who's Schwardiger?
It's just a philosopher.
I thought it was a cat.
No.
Also, the name sounds very foreign. I don't know where he's from.
It's far away.
Sebastian's the one who told you about it. For sure.
That's where Nevin knows about the cat.
No.
Sebastian was just like, oh, there's this wild cat. Well, we can definitely keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of keeping an ear to the ground, though. I don't think either of them would, like, leave such an impression on a place that you would walk in and be like, oh, they're here, you know? I'm kind of just hoping for fate to tie us together at this point, if I'm being honest. Not literally, Nevin. No. Rather not that, but...
I can arrange it if you want.
I would not like that whatsoever. It'd be weirdly intimate.
Just for fun, real quick, Nevin, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Perception check, alright.
Or Arcana, I would allow as well.
Okay.
Two that often go together, perception or Arcana.
Yeah.
Okay, we will go with perception. And I have advantage because foresight is still up. 18.
18? As Elios mentions that I'm waiting for a thread, like to tie us together, like something to kind of happen to tie the two of them together, you instantly see thread lead from Sebastian to Elios, just for a second, a glimmer. And you also see one that leads from Elios to Damon as well. And you get like almost like a vision in your head of the darklings that you had encountered on the bridge where you all fell down, just quickly in your mind.
Nevin you saw Nevin was like mid-sentence and she's just like stopped like with the Windows 98 like shutdown sound. Then she kind of looks to everyone. She's just like, yeah, these abilities that I've gained sometimes show me things. And I see a thread from Sebastian to Elios, and to Elios to you, Damon.
It's like weirdly touching. It's like touching me. I don't like that.
And I also got a glimpse of those creatures we fought at the bridge. Not quite sure what it means.
No. But I'm sure I'm not going to be the one to figure it out, so...
I don't like that.
These abilities are vague. I don't know exactly what it meant, but...
No
maybe...
threads from you to any of us?
There were no threads, DM.
Not in that moment, no. And you just saw like a flash of like something went connected, and then you lost the sight of it.
No, just between you three. It was just an instance, so...
Strange. Though, you know, my cousin is related to Ebnos, who is related to Versatrix, so that would... Sebastian is somewhat related to me, so it's not surprising if there's something tying us together.
So are you related to Damon, too?
I don't think so. Lotus doesn't get around. Cingar. I also don't... I don't think Cingar has any god children. Just demigod children. As far as I know.
Cingar's pretty, celestial. I'm more on the elemental side of things.
Yeah, I don't think we're related. I hope not. Sincerely, I hope not. Nevin, I hope not.
That'd be pretty gross.
It would.
Why?
Because it's strange. It's
Don't worry about it,
strange,
Damon.
Damon.
Don't worry about it, Damon.
Okay.
I'm not even chipper about being related to Sebastian. It feels weird.
I think that's a little fucked up. Sebastian can't even defend himself right now.
He's just gotta take it.
I love the body language Clay uses that Sebastian has never like. It's not like Clay trying to match the body. It's just like, what it is, my guy.
The fucking PS1 character animation of I don't know.
He's in total NPC mode.
Yep. Well, yep. So that aside from all of that weird shit, yeah, I'm just kind of like kind of casually keeping an ear out for them. Though I totally have the ability, maybe not like right now, like maybe after a good nap, to talk to them, but I'm afraid to.
That's fair. Kind of a blissfully ignorant kind of thing going on, huh?
A little bit. Also, like, let's say they do answer and then they're just like, oh my god, there's so much stuff coming on, you have to come back. And I'm pulling the I'm your best friend card, you have to do what I say. So,
That got me
like,
what?
what will I do, Nevin? They have the best friend card, I have to do what they say.
I mean, you don't have to do anything. I mean,
Nevin, come on. If someone you care about is like, I'm in terrible danger, and I really need your help, and you're all I have, please come and help me. You would be like, that's crazy, and, you know, just go on with what you're doing.
That's
Fair
the
enough.
assumption that Devin cares about someone.
I'll have
That
you
was-
know, I
that
care. I
was-
care about my brother, and I like my parents too. They just need to kind of get their stuff together. You know what I mean?
Right, so you understand what I'm saying.
That's fair.
My family has a lot of things going on. It would not surprise me if I was like, hey, what's up? Actually, it would surprise me if I say, hey, what's up? And then they said nothing. I would be just absolutely in shock. Nothing's troubling you. Oh, that's insane. You mended your relationship with your mother, you feel in touch with the god side of your half, and you've made plenty of friends with normal mortals. Wow, I am so proud of you. Incredible, nothing is going on.
I mean, it's possible.
You couldn't even say it.
I don't know what you mean, Elias.
Oh. There is a possibility, but I think I'd have an easier time trying to cross the desert in a day than them get over their problems.
Yeah, we tried that, and it didn't really work out well.
No, it didn't. To be fair, this card can be turned on myself. I too also, like, if you were to contact me and say, hey, Elias, is there anything going on? And I said nothing, you should think that I've been immediately captured and I'm at, you know, bow point. Because that would never be the answer.
That's fair, because I can also fall into that category.
I think most of us can. That'll be our code word. You'll just, you know, if we're ever in a situation where we're captured or under some kind of surveillance, we'll let the other one know by saying, nothing's going on with me right now. I'm at total peace.
That's a pretty good idea, actually.
I have no worries on my mind. All of those could just be used as indicators. The kind of thing a captor would want you to say as well. Let me put it. They would want you to say that, but that would be the biggest flag.
Yeah, I like that idea.
It's already hot outside, and now I've raised my personal body temperature talking about the subject.
You guys lost me like a little while ago, I'm gonna be honest.
What, does not... You could not relate to this, Damon?
No, I just kind of lost track of the conversation. I didn't know what you guys were talking about.
Oh, Damon.
I did my best. I couldn't keep up.
I feel like we need to sprinkle in a horse fact every now and then whenever we have long conversations like this, just to kind of like,
I don't know any horse facts. They're one of the few animals I haven't done a lot of research on.
I also don't know. I know a lot about wolves, but Damon, hit us with a horse fact.
You can't think of any off the top of your head.
Horses can't breathe through their mouth.
Oh. Good to
Yeah.
know. Are we able to repeat the facts back to you at a later date, though, or is that not redundant?
Yeah, I did you said sprinkle in a horse fact into a conversation to keep, but like I would already know the fact, so I feel like
I would actually argue if we said something outlandish that it would catch Damon's attention.
think something incorrect about a horse.
A horse lies every bit, such as horses have 5 joints in their ankles.
That's incorrect. They actually have.
Horses have fists instead of hooves.
Yes, and horses can climb onto houses and just fall off and not take any damage whatsoever.
Well, I've heard stuff about that before. That's a little weird, but
It's 18 different joints to the horse's body.
It's close. It wasn't close at all, but I was on the right track.
I mean, to be fair, you said the ankles though.
That's fair.
18 joints in a single ankle seems.
No, 18 joints in the entire body. They have super fucking mobile ankles.
I don't know.
And a horse standing up and doing this with a suit.
It's just all kind of configurations. That's still a fucking transformer.
Horrible. All right, we're traveling.
All right. Is that the end of
I
your
don't hear-
conversations there?
Good hour and a half conversation.
Cool. Yeah. All right. As y'all continue traveling through the desert, going further and further and further, it's relatively quiet and peaceful enough. The panting of the wolves in the back, needing somewhat frequent stops for water. Your horse, as well. Camels seem to be doing fine, but you travel on the way that you know you should be headed. Any trail left behind by the path of the windstorm seems to have dissipated. You don't sense any giant scorpions at the moment. And as you come to the end of the next day, you are able to set up your tent. You're showing us something very closely. I cannot read what it is.
No, I'm trying to block the camera.
All right. So as you block the camera, you continue. Your night continues, or your night begins. You find somewhere similar like you did before, a large dune. And as you have traveled to this day, dunes have increased in their size as well. This footing is less stable. But you're able to set up camp that night again.
My God.
Hi.
You are able to take a long rest if you need to.
The thing with clerics is short rest does nothing for me.
You want to take a long rest now. As you are sleeping that night, all of you in the tent, Elios no longer deliberately keeping himself in a state of ick, I believe. Does not seem to spread just by being in somewhat close proximity to you. You're able to get your spell slots back, Elios. If there's anything specific you'd like to do with them, that's up to you.
Change them. That is what I would like to do with them.
Wait, do you not get all of your hit dice back on a long rest?
You get half.
Mhm.
Sheesh. The more you know.
Why not? Why not? I've
That
been
night,
prepared.
you do sense that the wind and the sand picks up again, but not nearly as badly as the storm you had experienced before. But the desert, roll an insight check on the desert.
Easy.
All of us, or
Yeah, anyone can.
Oh,
I'm gonna insight the fuck out of this.
15.
I will assume this is after my 8 hours. That's a 6.
Nevin and Damon, you think this is just the wind picking up, but Ilios, you sense that the desert is pissed off. It's a little pissy right now. It's on a little temper tantrum.
Mm.
It ain't happy.
This little baby.
And you sense that the winds are coming from where you had came from. Like they're blowing from that direction.
Yeah. And hey, you really shouldn't have like killed those guys, you know? Guess we got a little brutal near the end.
We were
I mean,
fighting for our fucking life near the end there.
Yeah, you saw what they did to Sebastian.
That's
He
fair.
fucking bomb rushed him.
Maybe he should have been standing there, okay? Alright?
You could say that about a lot of things, though.
I did great. I was fine. I don't know about you, but you
I was
almost
okay for a while, and then
you almost
things
died.
got bad.
Yeah, no. I was, you
Oh.
know, peak performance, really.
I was fine until the end when a fucking little scorpion stung me in the chest. I was fucked up. I was doing great up to that point.
Yep. Might have gotten better if you had switched spots with Sebastian. That would have been more optimal.
Yep.
Sebastian's just a small man. And he got taken by all sides.
Sebastian's sleeping in right now.
I tried to help him, but apparently fate didn't want that.
No.
It was kind of weird, actually.
Maybe it was meant to happen.
Man,
Different
Fate put him
walks
in
of
the
life,
fucking ground.
he was always there, always getting pulled off that ledge.
in the realm of infinite possibilities, Sebastian was just getting an ass whooping.
Yep.
That was a canon event.
Yes, a canon event, if you will, for Sebastian. Anyway, this desert's like kind of getting pissed at us right now. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Well, then we better mosey on out.
Yeah, we should get the. I almost cursed. That would have been not great. We should just get out of here.
You've
have a
cursed several
problem?
times.
I do. I try
With
not to.
cursing?
It doesn't. It makes me sound less eloquent.
Interesting. No moral reason for it. You just like to sound smarter. Okay. I understand.
Yeah, that's fair.
Why would there be a moral reason? We don't have any reason to not curse in this world.
Some people just don't like cursing.
I know, but
like,
I
like
just
Sebastian,
think
I don't think I've ever heard Sebastian curse once.
I've heard Sebastian curse once. One time. In whispers.
Still, yeah, I think it makes me sound stupid, so I don't do it. I try not to, at least. But sometimes there is never a better word than saying fuck, alright? I have to be honest.
I'll take down the tent. Let's get out.
So in this world, the only type of cursing that is frowned upon is like, I curse your soul to the depths of, like,
Yeah.
may the gods smite you down, that kind of cursing.
Mhm.
That's not good. Because sometimes somebody is listening. But yeah, you can all head up, start out the next day. You begin your
No.
travel.
Do we know how much longer until we get to the city on average?
You think you should be getting there somewhat soon. You've made good time, all things
Gee.
considering. Yeah. And I'd say after a couple hours, you notice two things. The first thing you noticed is the light scent of like salt water coming from the distance. Like a very, very like just barely hits your nose. And behind you, you see in the distance sand picking up. And as you continue forward and forward and forward, you see that sand gets a little bit closer, just a smidge. And then you look back again, oh, just a smidge closer than it used to be. And as you're going, you can almost depict a face in the sand as a huge wall is kind of coming on at y'all.
This is
All
bad.
right. Yep. Not the only person seeing that. Awesome. All right. Faster pace. Picking it up.
Just run. Just run.
Y'all
Cue the
get
fuck-
your camels into the 5th gear, and you're trotting along the sand as much as you can. Your wolves doing what they can to keep up, and they're just getting overheated, but they're able to move through it without too much issue. And as you are heading the way that you know the city to be, you start to see cresting the tops of some kind of structures and buildings in the far distance. Though behind you, you don't know if you can close that gap before this wall of screaming, angry, full sand-like face screaming at you with the sound of a horrific wind races towards you.
Do we stand and fight?
I don't know if we can fight that.
I
How do you
agree.
fight
I think we
wind?
should.
I don't think you can outrun wind.
But you're not faster than the wind, Damon.
No, I'm not. The wind has a face. We could try talking to the wind.
That's fair. We could. I could try dispelling the wind, but I don't know if I can.
And I would like to point out, this is like a mile-long wall that you see of wind, like dominating your vision in the distance behind you.
I mean, we could
We
just
can-
keep running till it catches up, honestly.
But we know it's going to catch up to us. We're just wasting energy.
But
And I don't want to bring it closer to the city.
you just want to sit here and wait?
We could
Perhaps-
fucking power move. We walk towards it.
Go towards it! Go towards it!
I,
Damon!
I think the best course of action would be to keep going, but also talk as we're running. You know what I mean?
Let me talk to you! No, let me talk to you!
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
So in this instant, staying put, quickly leaving, heading towards the wall, what are we doing? Definitively, like, what is the course of action?
You know, regardless of what the group is doing, if it gets within 120 feet, I will attempt to do dispel magic
Okay.
on it. If I can, I guess.
We
A
can just wait for
creature-
it to...
Object or magical effect.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing, but Elias would prefer to run.
Nevin would also prefer to do the same. Just keep running, but like turn back and like try and reason.
If it gets close enough, okay.
Mm.
All right. What I want everyone to do now then is roll me. I guess we'll call it initiative, just to see how quickly you're moving, essentially.
No! It almost landed on an 18. No.
22.
12.
9.
All right. With that, on your camel, Nevin, you get that thing moving quick. Damon, yours is quite heavy, so it's like being weighed down, unable to
Wait.
keep up to the sand.
Wait.
Okay.
I need to. I have a thing, maybe. I can roll 2 d20s and then maybe replace my roll. That is a 15 and an 18. I'm gonna take the 15 and I'm gonna replace my initiative roll with the 15.
Okay.
So that makes it a 19.
Okay. A 19. I'm gonna pull up the sheet for Sebastian, who you all know is great at initiative.
Famously.
And he's the great dexterity, this guy. We'll do a public roll. 15, not bad. Okay.
That is +0 too.
It's +0. Your boy got it up to +0 through effort. Just putting that out there. It used to be negative. 15. All right. So the lowest is 12 right now, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to publicly roll here. /r 1d20 plus 5. This is the initiative of the storm.
Oh no.
23.
Crazy. It has wiped the board.
So, as you are all running towards the city, and you see it getting closer in the distance, specifically you see like 2 large pillars that kind of serve as like an entryway from this side, or from the desert side. And as you're going towards it, Elios, you're really like leading the pack here. Nevin, you're like right behind. So any difference of 5, that's going to be Sebastian and Damon. You get kind of left behind, and you see this angry mouth comes, completely swallows where you are. And it sounds like a mixture of screaming and wind howling. And it kind of is on the precipice of just barely encompassing Nevin and Enos. You feel it on the back, your back, like right behind you, like
Is it
whipping.
So it's in range? Could I attempt to the spell?
You can attempt to dispel magic before any other effects happen. Go ahead and roll for it. Consider this a 9th level spell, but you have the chance to do it.
Yes, let me...
Consider it a 9th level spell?
Mm-hmm.
Dispel magic is where?
To dispel it, Sam. It's a 9th level in terms of like you got to dispel a 9th level spell.
Oh, thank you, Rita.
Okay. So I just roll straight d20, right?
Plus your Arcana, I believe. Or not Arcana, plus your spell casting modifier. I don't remember exactly.
Make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. So my spell casting ability, what is that, a plus?
Wisdom. You're doing a wisdom check.
Just straight wisdom?
Yes.
I guess
Okay.
so, yeah.
Oh my god, I've been rolling piss.
So you just need 19 or higher.
A 22.
22.
22.
Elios, as this like angry mouth like just comes and like starts swallowing your friends, and it's right there, like you feel the grains of sand like beating against the back of your neck. You reach out behind, and what does this like look like as you cast the spell magic?
Honestly, he turns it into a giant sneeze. You just hear, whoo, and it like disappears. He sneezes
So, yeah,
it away.
Through the face, you like funnel all of like the power, like you condense it to the point that it's like the angry face, like sand just starts pouring out the nose, and it like loses its shape and dissipates. And as you see the sand, and you guys are coming up on the edge where these pillars are, like a wave of it goes up, and you see when it gets to the pillars, it raises like unable to go past that point and falls backwards and settles back down into the desert. Everyone other than Elios is absolutely just fucking covered in sand. It's in every orifice. Like it is, you've bathed, but you are able to approach the city of Arias.
Oh my god, I fucking did it! I've never done that before!
Well
That
done,
was
Elios.
amazing.
Holy shit! Excuse my language!
No, it's like he said, sometimes there are only certain words that can describe a situation.
Yeah, that was kind of gross, though. You guys are covered in sand snot.
Sebastian, can you do your thing, please?
Gives prestidigitation.
Oh
Which
yeah,
He makes it into a spray or whatever.
yeah, whatever. Who knows what new Sebastian does?
That's true.
Sebastian cleans you off, executioner style.
Oh no.
with a handkerchief, just
No.
like daintily, just.
But yes, you are able to be cleaned, and we approach finally the city of Arias. As you do so, you see first those two large pillars, those obelisks that designate the path to enter into the city. You see the left one stands about 40 feet high, and the one on the right about twice that. And as you are like standing next to them, you see like there's inscriptions and images like kind of coding those. The city itself, as you look out at it, it's very dull and pale. It's very like lifeless in color, as if like time and the sands themselves have kind of like washed any vibrancy that was once there away. You can kind of see dotting like close to the desert side here wooden shacks and like sandstone hovels all around the street. Nothing seems to be built too high for the most part. Everything is pretty low to the ground. Everything pretty much decidedly lower than these obelisks that serve as the entrance. You can catch a couple people walking around, and they're mostly covered from head to toe in like thick linens protecting their skin from the sun as it kind of beats down, similar to what you all got as your desert fare. Oddly though, you also see, and it kind of stops at this obelisk as well, there is a very like thin layer of sea fog that kind of is across the entirety of the ground here, adding like a weird moisture to the sand as you kind of step through into the city proper, but it doesn't seem to like come up past your ankles. You also notice as you start walking to the city, it is very, very quiet. The sound of like the roaring sand outside, kind of like as it's clean out of your ears, and like Sebastian kind of gets it out, you still notice it's actually very quiet. There are definitely onlookers that saw a fucking angry face wall of sand coming to the city behind you, so they have stopped to like pay heed and notice of that. But everyone, there's like no murmurs or anything about it. Everyone is kind of quietly looking at you. You don't see any like shops or vendors or people like calling out on the streets or anything like that, as you have seen in maybe some other places you've been. You can see, because it is very low level, on the west side, on the very far side of the city, there's a bunch of mining equipment and workers in caves that kind of come up, and you can see that people have been digging into stone there. On the east side, the only like pretty much tall structure is a very, very, very high, like towering staircase, as wide as it is high. It just absolutely dominates that entire side of the city. And it leads to what appears to be some kind of like huge, great temple or palace. You also see guards that are kind of coming towards you just to take a look at what that loud commotion was about. They're dressed in like light armor with helmets that are shaped like panther heads. You can also see far off at the south side, the southernmost tip of the city, there are docks, and you can see the mast of ships, kind of dotting like the far horizon of your view. This is now the city of Arias. What would you like to do as you enter?
Elias, like, as soon as he gets inside, he just falls to the ground. He's like, thank God, we made it.
We're finally here.
This
That being said,
sucks.
I was gonna say, that being said, I think we should try to ship to get back once we're done here. I don't want to go across the desert again.
No, I can't do that. Not to Spyro.
Yeah, that is awful. Is it because of the mist? The coastal mist? Is it cooler here?
As like where your ankles are, it feels cool.
Okay, I fell to the
it's-
ground too. You know.
Yeah, as
just-
you're like laying in it, like it kind of like goes over your skin, and it adds like a level of like humidity, which is kind of like that sticky, gross feeling, but also it is slightly cooler down here on the ground. But
So,
as like you stand, it seems like almost like a specific layer, and you could feel the sun beating down on you very hot.
It's actually kind of nice down here, guys.
So what's on the docket? Do we want to relax for a little while before we go looking for Spyro, or?
I prefer to go straight, try to find that horse lady. Plus, taverns don't really exist in the setting, so we're gonna have to like break into someone's house and steal their alcohol if we want to drink.
There are shops as well. You can just buy alcohol.
Yeah, you just go shopping,
You know what?
Damon. You don't need to
Drink.
steal it from people. That's weird.
Drink in the street like an animal? What am I?
No, you just find like go to a restaurant. You can order with your drink and food and just sit outside and enjoy a nice view. Why do you have to break into someone's home?
I didn't actually really break into someone's house. I was over-exaggerating.
I know you are, but still, I'm exaggerating on your exaggeration, and here we are in exaggeration land.
Well, I don't
You have
appreciate
failed
it.
to
I wanna go
up
back.
the ante. You would want to go back, wouldn't you, Damon?
Alright. You, random guard.
Yeah.
Horse lady?
As you come up and you see like a couple of these like panther-headed guards coming towards you, they're just looking around like, what the fuck just happened? Like, we just saw this huge like wave of angry sand. As they're about to speak to your like horse lady. Excuse me?
Oh, we're here to find the horse lady. Does
You
anyone
have
have
to find
her
the
name?
horse. First of all, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about right now. Find the horse lady. Second of all, I think you're missing something important. And it's kind of like take a spear and like jab it into the sand. What the fuck was that?
This is just a sandstorm. Also, it's Lysintha that we're looking for.
Lysintha. You look around.
Lysintha.
Okay, that's fine. You're looking for Lysintha. That's fine. But what do you mean? That was not just a sandstorm. Which gods have you angered? What wrath have you brought to our gates?
Technically, no wrath has been brought because it was dispersed like a balloon and sneezed out of existence, so there is none.
It looked pretty wrathful to me.
Well, it was until it sneezed, and it was gone.
Okay. What? What do you mean it's like?
You didn't see it
Like I saw-
sneeze? It was
Dissipated
massive.
it dissipated amongst the gates, right? Of course, no sandstorms can reach our city
Then why are you worried about it?
because there's like a very delicate truce that keeps us protected.
Shit.
Well, I mean, if the truce was broken, it'd be here right now, wouldn't it?
Maybe? I don't know the speed of these things. This is just my day job, right? Like, I'm just a guard, and I know that shit was wild.
You're bringing a lot of hostility for this just being your day job, alright? So,
Yes, I bring you a lot of hostility. I don't know you.
the quicker you help us find Lysintha, the quicker we can be out of here, and the quicker we can leave you and your troops alone.
What business do you have with Lysintha?
She has my fucking horse.
Are you accusing her of stealing horses? That's a major accusation here in our
I am
office.
accusing her of finding my horse and taking it. Yeah, that's stealing.
Damon, what are you doing right now? Can you shut up? Listen,
Our friend's horse got separated from him, and Lysintha happened to find the horse.
no, she was sold the horse. Someone stole the horse, sold it. It's a second-hand party thing, technically.
Close enough. Close enough.
She was Finn's stolen goods.
Exactly.
Yeah, she was sold stolen goods. I don't think she knew it was stolen goods. I don't question the character of Lysynthia. Regardless, we're here to get the horse back, whether we have to buy it or just talk to her.
That's all fine and well, but you have... That might seem... Nothing was common about what just happened. I need you to understand that.
And you see the other one is like,
You're saying it sneezed away and trying to brush off the fact that there's just a massive screaming, wailing, angry-faced storm following directly as you enter the city.
Have you ever seen some of those sand elementals that are out there?
I've heard of them.
That was just a bunch of them gathered, but we pushed them away.
Right. You pushed them away.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what you're saying.
Yeah, we've...
The sand elementals. These elemental beings of great power, you simply pushed them away.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck are you?
Listen, our friend here, Nevin, she has extraordinary powers. For she carries items of the gods, and she used it to protect us, though it only can be used once a day.
It's
We
true.
Sounds very arbitrary. Once a day usage of an item of the gods.
Yes, we are blessed by the gods, and we have most of us have items that are granted to us by them. And she'll kind of like dismount the. She's gonna dismount the camel and kind of like toss her sword up in the air and.
yeah, and I rolled a 19 perception as well, like our investigation, whatever. They kind of look over at you and see like gleaming shields and like ornate armor, like sashes and like all of this like crazy shit you're kitted out with. The one that's been quiet is like, I think they speak true. Perhaps.
I don't know. They look like bad news to me.
We are blessed and protected by the gods, and if you wish to stand against us in that manner, then you are standing against the gods.
Ooh, roll intimidation with that. And I would say with advantage as your group is kind of like working together to...
Intimidation!
Yeah.
Ilias! Fuck! A 14.
14? 14. 14 is the person who was kind of already like, I don't know what to make of this. Like the one who was kind of hanging back. They're just like, I don't think we should piss them off. The other, I'm gonna roll like a save against the 14. That's a nat 1, so nothing they can add is going. They don't have a plus 13 something.
Alright, very well. If you are truly blessed by the gods, then we are happy to have you here in Arias. What business do you have other than getting this horse? You simply wish to get a horse and leave?
Yeah, that's basically it.
You braved the deserts for a horse?
I don't remember why we didn't choose to take a boat. I think we had business along the way. It's not like we could just teleport here. We're not quite that, like, godly. So we did have to just walk. But yeah, we came here for a horse. It's an important horse, to be fair. It's,
Mm-hmm.
It's the horse belonging to someone who's protected by the gods. So, I mean, definitely worth coming for,
It's a heavy day. First I missed lunch, now this. Well, I can guide you to see Lysintha, I suppose. If you promise not to cause any trouble here in the city.
Of course not. We'll
roll
be
me
on
a
our
general-
best.
Sorry, go
We'll be
ahead.
on
I
our
was saying-
best behavior.
Yeah, roll persuasion, just to, like, convince.
Perception.
Natural
Oh.
20.
Fuck.
To 29. That's almost a 30.
Oh.
Nice.
Something about the aura you are putting off right now seems incredibly trustworthy,
So fucking trustworthy.
unnaturally trustworthy, but it's like almost like a charming effect is taking over.
Nevin kind of like flutters her eyelashes.
She's like entranced. Oh God, okay, yeah, I didn't realize underneath all that, those rags. Okay, yeah, all right,
One of the guards just gets super down bad for Nevin.
yeah. I don't know what's going on right now. My shift's almost over. After I take you to get this horse, maybe I can show you around the city.
Hey, maybe so.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, follow me.
Nevin's following. She's not going with him though.
Of course. Yeah, as they start to lead you through the city, you kind of see, I described those things before, but you see them a little bit closer. It's very, very quiet everywhere you walk. Like, people just are not talkative on the streets. It's a very, like, dour place. And eventually, the guard leads you to the first thing you see as you run through the city. It's still built pretty low, but a bit higher than some of the normal buildings. Seems to be some kind of arena of some sort, like an amphitheater kind of thing. But it's not built like crazy high where people like are really gonna come like pack in here. It's still built pretty low to the ground, but there is some kind of like arena that you can't see through the top of, but you can kind of tell it's like a circular oval shape. And not far from that, like kind of across the street from that, there is a home and stables that are being set up. The guard points you to that abode. You'll find Lacintha in there. You want me to hang out here, or should I find you later?
I'll come find you later. You'll
All
be at your post, right?
Well, I said my shift's almost done, so I'll be around. I'll look for you. I was gonna name a couple places, but you wouldn't really know where they are. Maybe I'll just come back here later.
Yeah, sure. Give us a couple of hours.
Couple hours. Okay, yeah, fair enough. They kind of start walking off, and you
Okay.
are now outside of the residence of Lysintha.
Nevin looks at the group. Okay, we need to get this done quick.
You did this to yourself, Nevin. You did.
Hey, I just bought us a free pass to run about the city.
This is true, but did it come with dire consequences?
Very. She looks to the two dire wolves.
I kind of forgot those were there in that whole encounter too. That definitely would have been very off-putting. But I think this giant wall of sand was more pressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just
Fair
big
enough.
puppies.
I'd
That's gonna
say-
be your excuse later. These are just really big dogs.
I'll say, well, let's deny Sam their reunion. We'll spiral a little bit longer. Go ahead and take our break before we enter this building.
Let's go.
I
One sec,
just got a
one sec,
sandwich
one
too, and I want to eat it. And it's about time. So
Yeah,
Thank you for waiting. Our break is finished relatively on time. We pick up with Materia outside of the horse breeder Lysintha's house in the city of Arias. It's been a long time coming as we've searched for Spyro, and every episode has been named The Search for Spyro for like the past
15 episodes. I was like, I'm gonna create a horseback riding fighter. It's gonna be so cool. And I haven't had my fucking horse for 15 sessions.
And it all came down to one roll at the very first session. Yep.
Whiffed it.
But here we are. You're outside this somewhat humble but decent looking home. Also like washed away by the sands of time though. Nothing ornate looking. You hear the familiar sounds of horses moving around in the stables next to it.
We just got raided. Could you do a quick summary of what's going on for the people who raided?
I sure can, even though I just did a summary. Let's summarize again.
We're
in the desert, and we just arrived in the city of Arias. And here we have our character Damon, who's looking for their horse. That's been a long search for them for a very long time. So we just finally made it after like 5 sessions, 15 episodes in total, but 5 sessions specifically looking for this horse. We're here. We're outside of the abode of Lysintha, the horse breeder. We're here to get that fucking horse. We've been on a quest for a horse for a long time. People that rated us. That's what we're doing right now.
Pretty much.
Very good.
Yep. So Damon's just gonna knock on the door.
Yeah. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. Take some time. You rap against the door a few different times until eventually you see a person, or you hear a person shout out, "A moment, please!" You wait. A couple beats go by, and finally the door swings open. You see standing there a young woman, maybe mid-20s, pretty hardy looking frame, dark brown hair that's tied back in like a long braid that goes all the way down to her waist, freckled skin. You see similar clothing to everyone else that you've kind of seen around here, like layers of pretty like sandy tan colored like wrappings and stuff like that to keep the sun off of them. You see she's wearing really high boots that go just below the knee. You also see that she has a blue sash, one of the first, sorry, not a blue sash, a indigo sash. That's one of the first pops of color that you've pretty much seen in this entire city in the scant time that you've been here. And in that you see a dagger, like a curved blade dagger, kind of tucked away there. She looks up at you, Damon. She is significantly shorter than you are. You guess probably around maybe 5'2" or so. But she looks at you like with a face that does not seem intimidated by your size or anything about the warrior that you seem to be, even at first glance. Yeah, how can I help you?
You have my horse.
Oh, do you have an order for the horses?
No. I lost my horse a while ago. Someone stole him and sold it to you.
Listen, I get claims like this all the time. People trying to get my horses out from me. Listen, I understand that what I do here in Arias is breed the best damn horses the city's ever seen. You're not gonna walk up here and get a free horse out of me just because you lost your horse.
Hi there, my name's Nevin. The easiest way to determine this would be let Damon see the horse, right? I mean,
now you're trying to come in. You're gonna inspect my horses, find out what makes them better than other horses, try to get my secrets. Fuck off.
The horse I'm
I
talking
deal with
about is an
assholes
off,
like you all the time. What? What about the horse? Go ahead, describe your horse to me. Go ahead.
off-white
It's-
coat.
Yeah,
It's got
okay. Big and strong,
white.
right? Like all my other horses.
It's got pure white hair with flakes of gold.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any horse you're talking about like that.
You're lying.
Sorry, please.
You're lying.
I'm
You're
lying. Who the
immediately
fuck are you
lying.
to say that I'm lying? You come to my house and you say I'm lying? I don't fucking
Yes.
know you.
Yeah, well, guess what? We're demigods. You have a horse. We're going to get it back one way or another.
It's even more outrageous now. Ooh, what a demigods! Are you gonna smite me then, demigods?
Yes,
See, she goes to
I
slam
might.
the door in your face.
Damon's gonna put a hand out to stop
Put
it.
a hand on it and just goes. She's very small in stature and frame, though kind of such like not in frame, but in height. Kind of. Okay, big, strong man, and all of your posse here to take my damn horse. Come in, take a look around. Find your fucking horse then, and we'll see whose horse it is, okay?
Yeah, Damon walks in. As soon as he gets permission, he's pushing it to the side.
And as you do, the first thing you see is kind of like a dining-ish area, like that's kind of doubling as like a business front. Like you could tell she lives and works here. So it's like maybe people come here, talk and have meetings or whatever, but also she eats dinner here at night. You see on the far back wall, immediately catches your attention, is like an altar to the god Umir.
like a vein in the side of Damon's head, like pulses. He's like, oh, I don't like that.
To the left, you see kind of like the stable side where you could like hear the horses and stuff moving around. There's like an entrance like that goes from this room into the stables as well, which is where it looks like she is kind of walking you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Damon will like walk like long strides, walk past her, push her out the way, open that door into the stables.
Yeah, you just come on in, push past, go there, and you see, as someone who knows horses, Damon, these are well fucking bred horses. They are massive and bulky and strong, but you could tell just by looking at the legs too that they are quick. They would put your warhorse to shame.
Yeah. I feel like in any other situation, Damon would be the first person to be like, "These are some great bred horses," but he is like narrowed and focused as Spyro here.
Make me a perception check.
How big is this room?
It's actually decently sized. You imagine there's probably 20 to 30 horses in here?
13.
13. As you start like going through like this this doorway, and you see like there's like these massive horses that like almost as soon as you walk in, they're like at the stables, like being held there. They're also all given, and you respect this as well, a decent amount of space to kind of be within in their individual little stalls here. Like some stables you've seen, the horses are like the wedge in there. They actually have, they could do like a full like turnaround. Like they have a little bit of room to get out and move. You go through though, and it's almost a little bit like a maze, like, and it goes back further than you would have expected it to. And you find that it kind of loops back around to another door that looks like it goes into like another building that is maybe detached from the one that you entered into.
Yeah, as they walk past, he's like, "You know what? I kind of want to be angry because you stole my horse, but you're doing really well here."
Yes, I know I'm doing really well, and so does everyone else in this city and everyone that comes to the city. Listen, I told you, I'm not fooled by your games. You're out here briskly walking, looking at my horses. I get it, fine, take your look. Then get on out. You and your thugs.
Care about. Sorry, my thugs? And he points to Elias.
I don't know. People they'll poison me, I don't know.
Yes, I'm the great poisoner. Damon, did you find the horse?
No, I'm still looking. And yeah,
What is
Damon
no,
will, like,
Damon? What does he look like? Describe him in excruciating detail to me.
As Damon starts describing, Nevin's gonna like place her hand on Lacintha's shoulder, cast Charm Monster, and just be like, "Listen, we're not here to cause any kind of discourse to you. We're just here to pick up Damon's horse. We'll pay if we have to. We just need a little bit of help."
Charm
That's a
Monster
DC.
also affects humans, right?
It says any creature.
Any creature. Okay. What's the
So
save?
DC 17 Wisdom.
Okay, I'm gonna say she's good at animal handling, so probably pretty decent with. I'm gonna say a +3 to wisdom.
Okay.
What's the DC you said?
17.
That's an 11. So what did she say? Like, we'll pay for it. Just give us the horse, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so she's charmed by you. Is the effect of the spell, right?
Correct. She is
Okay.
charmed and is friendly to me until the spell ends. But she knows that she's been charmed. I don't know
Okay.
how well
She's-
Immortal will be affected
She
by
does
that.
know she's been charmed.
Yes, when
Okay.
the spell
Yeah,
ends.
When the spell ends, which is what, an hour or so?
What is
I think it's
the
a stronger one.
Yeah, it lasts for an hour.
An hour. Okay. So she looks at you with like and tries to speak to you familiarly, but like realizes she doesn't know your name, and goes to like you like, listen, I know that we're close, and you know how important my business is to me, and I can't just be giving the horse. I paid a lot for that fucking horse.
How much
That
did you pay
horse
for
is
it?
gonna make me even more. How much did I pay for it? I paid hundreds of gold for that horse. Do you know the difficulty it was to get that horse to Arias, even by ship? It killed 2 people trying to get it here. 2.
You didn't think that maybe that horse might, be trained by someone else? You just didn't care.
I wasn't talking to you. Clearly that horse was untrained. It killed 2 people.
I trained
heard-
it very
Anyway,
well.
friend, listen.
Perhaps
Just
perhaps
give
a
that horse
deal.
away.
How about, well, first off, let's see the horse, and second off, I assume you have it scheduled to compete in some kind of game?
No, fucking no way. I can't risk that horse getting hurt in any way. That's my prime breeding horse. It's back in a session as we speak.
I knew it was a fucking room. You were like, oh, there's this little side building. I'm like, that's the fucking room.
Is
Exactly what it is.
Helios is gonna cast Zone of Truth. It's Charisma 17 save for everyone
So-
within 15 feet of him, which would be Nevin and the chick.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's... What is the DC?
17?
17. Yeah, I rolled a 15 on the die, but I don't think she has a +2 to charisma as like a person. She's charismatic, but I'll say that's a fail. You feel like it just barely takes hold.
I choose to succeed that.
Awesome.
Do I have to make a save against it if I'm in the area?
Depends if you're in range, yeah. I think so. I think it's any creature.
Charisma. Oh, I rolled with advantage. Oopsie. I don't know which. Does the one on the left count as the first one, or?
Yes.
Hold on, I got 1,000 tabs open. Oh, it rolled like double like that?
I accidentally rolled advantage on the thing, so. Is it the left side
Okay.
that counts as the first one, or the right?
I don't know, I'm trying to open it, but it's not expanding.
Yeah.
1d20 16 7, is that what I'm looking at?
Yes.
16 is first, I think, so that passes. So just Lycintha fails, and only just.
All right.
so, yeah, that's on
Have you successfully bred this horse yet?
I've got I think about 3 mares pregnant at the moment. Yes.
You think?
Fucking so much.
Well, yes. Yeah. It's hard to know what all it's taken. You can't tell pregnancy right away. It's at least 3.
All right. So, how many have you paired him with?
Oh, pretty much damn near everyone in the stable that's been up to it and in the breeding cycle. I haven't had them a terribly long time, but a horse that powerful and large is going to be perfect for the genetics that I'm trying to bring out here.
Eli's gonna look at Damon.
Okay, we need to stop that session right now.
No, what do you mean? Don't stop it. I've never seen a horse happier in my life.
I can imagine, but this is of greater importance.
Yeah, I believe Umir smites any of the children of this particular horse. He is very much.
Why? This horse is clearly blessed by Umir. This is the most powerful horse I've ever laid eyes on. And I breed the most powerful horses in all of Arise. I don't even know where this thing hails from originally.
Umir.
Mm-hmm.
Roll. I know it wasn't maybe meant to be intimidation, but roll me intimidation as well. With advantage, because as you saw, literally has an alt to Umir within their home.
That's a 16.
16? I'm gonna roll like a save for that. What do you know that I don't know?
Well, this is Umir's son.
This is Umir's son? The whole... Oh, you?
It's true.
I mean, I believe what you're telling me, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. What do you mean?
Damon,
Umir's
pick up a
son?
horse. Do something demigod like.
I don't want to hurt the horses.
Pick up a barrel. Do some great show of strength.
Is there
Jump
a
like,
bigger
do that
one?
thing where you jump like 60 feet. Just don't
I
hit the
gave
horse.
myself a week-long concussion after that. Please don't make me do it again.
This place is
Sebastian's
big.
like, oh, you finally remembered that.
All right, look, and Elios will cast light in his hand. We are demigods.
And you just casually come into my establishment like this. Listen,
We-
I don't...
We didn't casually come in. We're here for the horse, goddammit.
I paid for that horse. It's my horse by law. It's my horse. You can't just come and take it.
I don't wish to come and take it. I'm more than happy to pay off what it costs. Do anything in exchange for it. I just need you to know that I need that horse back.
You do anything in exchange for it.
Whoa, David.
That felt... I said what I said.
You know what? How about this? We lay our hands on a table. What do you need help with? We're not thieves. We're not here to beat you up and just like take your horses. All right? What do you need?
Enough. Listen, if I'm being honest, things haven't been going that great for Team Indigo lately. And you see she like gestures to the sash she has around her waist with the dagger in it. Though I am flourishing as a great breeder of horses, I can't seem to get a team together with anything out there in the chariot battles. And if you're demigods, as they're claiming, that should be no problem for you, right? So, prove your claim to me. Again, I believe you, but that's a far-fetched thing to say, even coming from you, friend.
It's Nevin, by the way.
Nevin, yes, of course I knew that.
I mean, I have lots of way to prove it. It just may be absolutely, completely terrifying, so I prefer not to do it.
Listen, let me breed a couple more horses. Don't tell Umir about it.
That's not how that works.
Then go... Listen, the next competition's in 3 days. If you will represent Team Indigo and put on a good show, I think the revenue that I'll get from that will be more than enough to pay for the horse. And I've already got some of its fowls coming. Hopefully they'll be birthed with no problems. I'll use those going forward.
He needs to stop fucking immediately. I can't stress how important that is.
Why would Umir be so angry about this horse?
You seem like a devout follower, or at least your line of work leads you to pray to him more often than others. How familiar are you with... I've raised these horses, I should know their name. Crusoe, Mefro, and Aspro.
I'm gonna roll a religion check. I've heard of them before, yes. They're Umir's great 3 steeds that he rendered from the sky.
Exactly, and I think what the myth often omits is he's incredibly possessive of those horses. That one you have in there is Crusoe's son.
Okay.
Yep. We're already 3 degrees of separation, but that's too much.
Listen, yeah. We keep invoking his name, but don't tell him, and I won't tell him.
Not exactly like fucking calling him up on the weekends.
I mean, that's your dad, you said, right? That's your father, Mr. Demigod?
How much do you know about demigods? God's kind of a shitty parents.
I don't know. I've never met Demigod. Well, maybe. I don't know. I've never maybe met the Demigod before.
I mean, you wouldn't know most of the time.
You said maybe.
Yes.
Are you implying you've met somebody else that was impressive, quote unquote?
Kind of, yes. Diodotus and Isadora of the yellow team, they're quite impressive. Maybe a little too impressive.
Oh,
for
that's not
fuck's
even
sake.
fair. If you're going against demigods, no wonder you're losing. That's just... I feel like there should be laws against that.
Well, I don't know that they are demigods. Like, there's not exactly like a test for it, right?
Well, maybe I should make one.
I don't
You've got
fucking
a
know.
point.
Again, I'm just here breeding horses, and my company, I invested a large sum into the chariots, into the armor, and the advertising and all of that for Team Indigo. I'm the newest team on the block. I've got a name for myself as a horse breeder, but I can't seem to breach into that field. And if I want respect in this town, that's what I need to be.
Alright. Well, okay. Right. Damon, listen, we can't plausibly know how many are pregnant. but we can maybe buy the ones we know for sure. And if others happen to be pregnant, that'll be like, what, 1 or 2? At the very least, listen, like, you can just let it go. And if she breeds it again, it's going to become more watered down regardless.
I'm tempted to... No, it's gonna be months until those foals come out. I was gonna say, we can just, like, wait, and if they come out, like, super, like, godlike, I'm like, well, actually, we should probably take them. But if they come out pretty average looking, I'm like, we could probably keep this under the rug.
I think we should keep it under the rug, mostly because I think that's the smart thing to do. Second off, I think it'd be quite funny later on down the line.
Listen, listen to my friend here. I'm not going to say anything about this if it's a problem. Obviously, I didn't know it was. I thought I just bought the damn near strongest horse I've ever seen in my life. And I got a good deal on it, all things considering. People don't fucking know horses. They look at a horse, they think, oh, it's strong, and they can tell that. They don't see the true potential like I do. I brought that horse in. I thought, pretty good deal. Here goes my business. I don't want that to fuck up. I'll keep things secret if I need to. I'm not going to go spouting out it's a god horse anyway. No one's going to believe that. I'm a fucking loon.
It has gold in its hair. Like, it has actual gold in its hair.
Okay, it's decoration. They're all for show anyway.
Right.
I'll dye the damn manes if I have to. There's plenty of tar around here.
Would it be fair if, let's say you end up with some demigod horses, if you don't breed them to sell, but breed them to fight in the chariot specifically, so they're not leaving from this house, you're not spreading it further into the world, just to use, I mean, if anything, that could squash your competition. No
I
one
mean, it
could
depends how
compete.
much people want to pay for them, but I'm pretty much on board with that. You know, within
What if
a
you
relative
sell
price
it,
range.
and then they, like, enter that horse that you sold, and then they beat you?
I mean, I'm not going to give away my prize stock. That's the secret of my breeding here. But at the same time, as a breeder, you do have to sell some horses. Otherwise, what am I doing?
Alright, Damon, listen, this is your family laundry. Well, do whatever you want. This is your horse drama.
You said there are 3 ones that are, like, 90% pregnant.
Yes, they've only bred with the horse that I purchased. Your horse, apparently. And they have become with child.
His name's Spyro.
I make sure I don't name them. I don't like to get too attached. It's harder to sell them that way.
Okay, we can come up with the intricate details of the plan later, but as this is the 3rd time I'm bringing it up now, we really need to stop the fucking that's going on right
Right,
now.
and deliberately prolong the conversation so that he may come to finish.
Damon's gonna walk. Oh, Damon's conflicted because he hasn't seen this horse in so long, and he doesn't want the reunion to be just how long does this usually take?
Oh, it can go, sometimes it's as quick as 10 minutes, but his stamina has greatly increased lately.
Oh, you don't need to. This is my best friend. I don't like talking about him like that. Darren walks to the fucking room and just kind of like knocks on it like you would like a roommate, you know? Like,
You just-
Spyro, buddy.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Not that. Wisdom saving throw. 12.
With the 12, as you get close to the door, you hear the neighs and the whinnies coming from the other side. And Damon, it affects you in a way that you did not expect.
Psychological damage.
See, Damon be so upset about this. Nevin kind of goes up, hears the sounds, slaps Damon on the back. You get to re-roll that save.
Okay. This is the perfect use for an ability.
DC
You're right, it is.
15, so
Oh.
it's worse.
I don't know. Fuck it. Another slap. Roll it again. This is
Damn
the
it!
last time.
This is a canon event. There's nothing that would have made this okay for you, Damon.
Just to put this into perspective, Sebastian getting mauled by man scorpions last session was a canon event. This is also a canon event of
Yeah,
horse fucking.
absolutely.
And Evan sees that this isn't helping and she walks away.
Oh, it's like hearing your parents fuck through the walls.
That's exactly what it's like, yeah.
Spyro, finish up.
As you like call out by the door, knock Spyro, finish up. You hear the the whinnies stop suddenly, and you hear like a neigh, and then like another couple neighs, and then you hear like a hoof knocking against the door. Oh right, I have to unlock that.
Why did you lock them in there?
Oh, so no one can see what goes on. We have a special way that we do things, and you see, as you open the door, there's like a dude in there as well, like on like a stool. Has his arms crossed. Essentially, he's like, "Sup?"
I don't want to know you like that. I'm keeping my distance. Ah. And is Spyro there?
Spyro is there. Turns like as Lycantha opens the door, Spyro kind of seems to regard her in somewhat high esteem, despite the fact that not her like his original owner. But as the door opens wider, and like it's looking because it heard what it thought was a voice, it couldn't be right. But it sees you standing there, and for the first time, you witness Spyro. Since the very first session of this campaign, you see Spyro standing before you, a massive pure white horse with flecks of gold, massive, bulky, stronger than you even remember it being, more musculature, even grown in size and stature. Something, it's become a man, you could say. It comes up. It's as a horse, like it's fucking massively tall anyway, and it comes up, and you're also like a very tall person, so it's almost like you're meeting eye to eye. And it's like it just kind of looks at you.
Damon just wraps his arms around and it just starts sobbing. It just gives it like a massive hug.
Yeah. You give it a hug, and you feel it's like thick musculature underneath as you like wrap around it. The rest of you see the fucking biggest. It's for Damon. It's like, this is my horse. This is the biggest fucking horse you've ever seen. This shit is it's jacked. Like you could see the muscles of this horse like very clearly as it moves. It's like Argosax times 2. Like it is a big fucking horse. Like it's got stats, right? Like it's a fucking strong ass horse.
And it has good stats.
It's good stats. So yeah, you see this huge fucking horse that Damon's been going on about for the entirety that you've known him, and it seems very, despite its size, peaceful, calm, serene. And it just kind of neighs and kind of rubs its head against like the side of your head, like messing up like your hair until it's like pointing to the side. But it seems absolutely like overjoyed to see you, but you see it expresses that in a very like a demeanor that is not like like jumping up and down and shit, but it very clearly is like showing you like a soft compassion and happiness to see you.
Nevin looks at Elios. That horse killed multiple people.
It's true. It did. It did. This whole situation makes me deeply uncomfortable. If I could be existing anywhere else right now, I'd want to exist there.
I tried to help Damon, but apparently fate had different
Lycantha comes up to you as you're like hugging the horse, and like very clearly sees that the horse is calm with you. It took me quite a while to get it to act like that towards me. It still never let me hug it. I believe you when you say this is your horse. and you know that she's still under zone of truth as well. I believe you say this is your horse, and I am willing to give it to you. I am no thief, especially in regards to horses. However, I do, even if, as a friend, it looks towards you, Nevin. If you, with your power, could help me in the struggles I'm having with the new team that I formed in the chariot battles, I would be eternally grateful. I won't even say it's for the horse. The horse may be freely given, but I ask as a friend, as a request, that you would assist me in this endeavor.
I think that's more than fair.
I'm more than happy to help. For the kindness you've shown Spyro and the many wonders of the world that he has yet to experience. That he had yet experienced. I think it's the least we could do.
Right, well... God, it will be a loss, but I've never seen a horse with such fine genetics.
You should see the three mares of Umir. They something to behold. Twice the size of this.
Really? Well, I don't know how to get my hands on those, but
I think my father would actually kill you. Like, actually.
and you see she looks behind, like where the dining room esque area was, where the altar to Umir was, closes the door. As demigods, could you not simply take them? How strong are you?
We've gauged that, and it doesn't look good in our favor.
Take the horses from your father, breed them. We could have an entire army of horses.
I'm not, like, super into horse breeding.
I'll do it for you.
No, that's not what I was getting at.
What are your horse? What? Appreciator?
Yeah, kinda.
Well,
I think they're really
more
neat.
horses to appreciate.
No. No.
Listen, if anyone can breed those horses, it's me. I'm the finest breeder in all of Materia.
I'm not doubting your ability to make these horses fuck, right? Yeah, Spire's been here for like a week and 3 horses are pregnant.
It's been more than a week, but yeah. Like at least 3.
Yeah, coming up on a month. You know, listen.
One per
That's
week,
like
I
one
guess.
horse per week. That's a pretty good batting average.
It's very virile. I was surprised as well. Usually doesn't take him that. Usually takes more sessions than that, but seems to get the job done quickly.
I want this conversation to end.
That's fine. As
And,
we could stop
you know-
talking about it. But
We do need to discuss the mares, though. Damon, you need to make a decision with that. Listen, we
I
have
will say
money
this.
as a group, so
These mares that will be giving birth to these fallows, they may produce me another stud. That's not something I'm willing to part with. By no rights, this horse is yours, but no rights are those yours.
I'm not opposed morally to you continue to breed these horses. I am concerned for your safety. If my father find out that more of Chrysos' offspring continue to thrive, continue to expand its bloodline, it's truly frightening to think what he might be capable of.
She looks at you with like narrowed eyes. And how did he find out?
well, he is a god, you know.
He's a
like,
god?
Yes,
Yeah.
gods don't know everything.
Well, if you have like these really remarkable horses, he may like just figure it out. Also,
So
I've
I'm
learned
willing-
that gods can
I'm
also
willing to risk
sense like divine energy to some degree, so all it would take is him kind of just checking you out and he could probably feel it.
But he's never found your horse, hasn't taken it back from you yet. Seems like he would want that if he's so possessive.
Yeah, because it's one person and one horse. You literally said you wanted to make an army.
I didn't say an army.
You did.
Though I could supply an army. Maybe I did. I don't remember.
I have been lucky enough to scoot under the covers, as one would say, with me and Spyro. I just worry that that's not the phrase, but I might as well intelligence. Shut up. I worry about mine and Spyro's safety all the time. Adding yours on top of that, it could be dangerous. Well, once again, I bring this up to say that I have no moral issues with you continue to breed these horses. I just want you to know that there is a very real danger that comes along with that.
I'm willing to take that risk. And something you notice as well, at no point under Zone of Truth or any of these other things that are going on, has she ever seemed even surprised or the slightest bit frightened by your stature, your presence, or the fact that you were gods, other than like a quick like, oh shit, I didn't expect that, and has moved on and been like fully like, I'm the boss bitch here, this is my establishment.
Alright.
She says with confidence, I'm willing to take the risk.
All right, as long as you don't sell us out if, shit goes south.
What do you mean? She doesn't know our names. She can't sell us out.
Nevin.
Damn it.
Of course I
She
know my
doesn't
friend.
know my. Actually, you know what? She doesn't know my name. This is fine.
Yeah. You've been saying my name this entire conversation.
You guys are already in
This-
trouble with other gods anyway. That's none of my business.
Was it,
What the fuck?
I want no beef with gods, especially that one out there. I assume he's done me pretty well, as I've done well. Don't know what credit is to be given, but maybe at least some.
I don't know, I give any credit to my father, but whether
Listen,
it's by his blessing and your skill, you have done amazing
I
work.
care about the gods as much as I can get from them.
I like this one.
I like it too. That's out of character. There's a reason I was like laughing and smiling when she was introduced, and I'm like, I come across as like such a dick if Damon's like laughing at her, but it was me because like immediately I was like, I really like this NPC.
I mean, Spyro's your horse, Damon. I say we let her do as she wants with the others.
I agree. I have no quarrels with how you treat the horses. It seems like give them adequate space. Oh, like Damon will do like an inside check on all the horses. Did the like regular stock seem like chill? They're like, this is the vibe.
Yeah, they seem very well tended and taken care of. However, you quickly realize this is not the environment that would be best suited to raising horses, for sure.
Yeah.
They're in a fucking desert by the coast. There's very little like vegetation, foliage, places for them to be. You think that she may not be from here originally. You've also noticed, all of you, her voice doesn't have that same graveliness to it that people of the desert's voices have seemed to have had, the people you've interacted with so far. So it seems like she's here maybe for a specific reason. This is not the best environment to be breeding these horses, but for where she is, they are very well taken care of.
How long do you plan to stay here? In Osiris. Is it Osiris?
Arias, yeah.
Osiris.
Arias. I'm willing to stay here, well, until I'm here to make my name.
I would assume, as someone of your caliber understands that the environment isn't the best for horses. I'm just looking out for them in the long run.
Very fair. However, this is the best environment for a business involving horses. One, it's hard to get them here, and people have been shipping them from across the country. Very difficult. I have a local stock. Two, with the chariot races, people go through horses rather quickly, and though I don't appreciate the fact that they're targeting horses out there, it's the reality of the situation.
People targeting horses?
Well, it's much easier the horses stop than the people in the chariot sometimes.
That brings up another point. These chariot, are they battles?
Yes, it's not simply races. They used to do that, but it goes boring watching a chariot go in a circle over and over and over. They added swords and shields, and now there's a whole set of rules and everything.
feels far too familiar for my liking. Okay, so you keep the mirrors. I take Spyro as a show of good faith. I'll join Team Indigo.
You see, she reaches out a hand to you. Does it shake it? Yeah, and her hand is again like in your hand is like fucking enveloped. Like she's like 5'2", like very small, like looking up at you. The horses like all tower above her. Shakes your hand though, like as firmly as she possibly can. I appreciate it, Damon. Perhaps you stay and dine with me tonight. All of you are invited, especially you, friend. More than welcome, as always. I'll bring up the wine, and we'll discuss what I'll be requiring of you as a member of Team Indigo.
Sounds perfect. By the way, if a guard comes here in the next couple of hours, tell him I'm not feeling well.
If a god comes here,
Yeah, it's a long story. Nothing.
Yeah, is it a long story? I feel like it's pretty straightforward. There's a gross man that she doesn't want the attention of.
oh,
Yeah.
we get plenty of those around here. Everyone's so quiet and demure, but inside they're filthy.
Oh, wild how that caught me off guard.
I find that most people are like that. Disgusting
Well,
things.
I guess they're so hot from the day in the sun, that they're hot every other time as well. Listen, if anyone comes knocking, I'll be sure to send them away. There's no issue with me doing that. I do that enough on my own anyway.
Perfect.
Come on, Spyro, let's go have dinner.
You see Spyro like just boom, 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 like through like the small, not like the small passage, like enough for even these large horses, but smaller for Spyro. It's kind of like squeezing on through. You lead through the doorway, like head has to go down, out. I assume into probably the dining room area. I imagine Damon's the type that would bring his horse with him there.
Oh, absolutely. That's what
Yeah.
I meant. It's
So
like,
it's-
I'm not going to bring it out to you in the stables. Come with that
Yeah.
fucking...
And yeah, you see as you do so, she's like,
Oh, by the way, it's so rude of me. Spyro, this is Ilios, this is Nevin. They have helped me. Oh, fuck, Sebastian, too. Sorry.
Sand is in my throat. Sorry, it's
He's just usually so outgoing. It's strange.
get the shit
Yes.
out of me. The sand, you know. I've been going through a lot mentally. It's just give me a day.
Yeah. You also got Congo fever. I feel you, buddy. Yes, these three have helped me traverse the desert to come find you. So, meet my friends.
I can't look at
you
this
see
horse the same
Spyro
way.
looks and like regards all of you, and then like does like a little bow to each of you as individuals.
Yeah,
But then
that's cool.
stands again very proudly.
You just awkwardly give a bow back. I don't know if I can look at him knowing that he's been fucking this whole time.
You see, he does a
Okay.
little.
You guys
The
are
man.
tap Ilios up. It's like, I'm like, for my guy.
Don't be jealous.
Okay, yeah.
As Nevin watches like Spyro like awkwardly like enter the main building, she's gonna look to the guy that was watching the horse fucking and be like, "So, what's your name?"
Oh, that dude would be like in the horsefuck stable still with the mayor.
She
But-
she would actively go and be like, "So, what's your name?"
My name is Melite.
So you just kind of watch the horses.
Yeah, I work for Lysintha here. I watch the horses, make sure everything's going in correctly. You know, sometimes they can injure each other if it's not careful. You don't want to hurt your stock, so I'm here as a guiding hand. Make sure everything goes smooth.
Okay.
No problems with that one there. You said his name's Spyro? Honestly, expert right off the bat. You'd be surprised. Usually it takes the horses a bit to get acclimated. Hops on up there, gets the job done every time.
So, why do they lock you in here?
It's mostly because a lot of people come to look at the horses. You'd be surprised at how many people come in here on the daily. We just don't want them wandering in by, you know, any chance.
I got a key too, for what it's worth. It's not like I'm stuck.
Okay. Nevin's gonna walk out and go back into the main building.
Sorry,
That's
yeah. I gotta get the mop, so I'll catch you all later.
That's a surplus.
But yeah, how long does Zone of Truth last, by the way?
It's 10 minutes. And
10
she
minutes, okay.
would know that she is... It says that they know they're under effect as well.
Again, this is a complete mortal, though, so, like, she might feel something strange about her, but it's not going to be able to think, I'm under the effect of the Zone of Truth spell.
She could avoid answering questions that it would normally respond with a lie. So.
I don't think, especially in this setting, that, like, a person is going to catch up on that. I will say this, though. You had inclinations that, like, this could be, like, Damon's relative or something. Nothing about her so far has, like, screamed demigod to you.
Okay.
You see, though, as she enters into that, and as everyone kind of gathers in that room, she looks at the, like, little shrine to Umir, and is like, I suppose I don't want his watchful eye, and just kind of, like, knocks it over.
What does the shrine look like? Just like this out of curiosity for like your lore and world building. What would a shrine do, man?
So you see, first it has a horseshoe hung, like nailed to the wall. And then you can tell that there is like a bale of hay underneath it. That's kind of like pushed to the side. It's nothing like crazy ornate. Shrine might even be like too strong of a word, but it has like the horseshoe and it has like the hay underneath it. But it's very like incredibly neatly bundled, like and trimmed on the sides. It's like a perfect bale. You also see that there are inscriptions, like carvings on the wall, or like next to the wall, of like horses, like faces and like the body, kind of like a arch. That's right. That's the word I want. Like an arch around, in this similar shape as the horseshoe.
Nice.
But yeah, she goes and she like essentially she's taking like the horseshoe and like knocking it on the ground.
Not a bad call.
Well, I'll try not to utter his name for a while, and hopefully eyes won't come this way. I'm not the most devout in offering reverence either way. I figured it's good practice, and sometimes people like to see it when they come in here, look at the stock. They think, oh, it's been blessed by, you know.
He's a dick. Don't worry about it.
Really? Like, I mean, I've heard that not always the kindest, but...
Yeah, no, I mean, just, if we're just going like personality traits, Dad be Dad, like off the bat, right?
Oh, I'm
like,
sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
I also,
no.
me too. I can relate. Like, father, really, no, yeah. I've really had to pull myself up in the world.
Yeah, you just feel, I don't know, you feel lonely, I guess. Just, you feel, I don't know, I've struggled with that a lot.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, my best friends are the horses most days.
Right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't try not to get too attached to them, but they do offer me a sense of solace and comfort where people don't. I mean, I've got, this guy over here, but he's just here to mop up the place.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to have too intimate of a relationship with that guy. He's seen things, and I don't want that bleeding into my life, you know what I mean?
I mean, I've seen those same things too. Like, I've got my hands dirty at this job before, don't get me wrong, but if I'm well enough off that I can hire someone that I don't have to do that anymore. But that's beside the point. The horses, they calm me, and I appreciate them, and sometimes you don't have a dad in this world, or even really a mother. So you do what you can. You take your horse and you breed it and you sell it, and you start an empire.
What kind of pay does he get?
What kind of pay does he get? Oh, decently. I don't.
I'm just curious. I mean, like, like do we have a number here?
Oh, I about a gold a day, which is more than enough for what he does. I think I'm pretty generous with it.
Yeah, that's it's a really good amount.
The cost of being paid to watch horses fuck. Do you have a reason why you don't want to like form a close attachment with any particular horse? If they bring you solace, I mean.
I mean, yes, I like the horses as a whole, but I'm in the business of selling them. I mean, I had my first horse as a young girl, and that passed, and I was inconsolable. And then the next couple of horses I had, it was painful to let them go, especially as they separated from their mother. You grow a bit of a detachment in this business. You can't get too connected.
I mean, if it's like your horse, you don't. Doesn't have to be the greatest horse, right? Just one that you like. You can just keep it and
Yes,
name
I
it.
suppose so, but I don't have time for the frivolity. I get what you're saying, but
Well,
there is a point to it.
This is the point I'm making. You don't have the time, so like, why leave yourself alone when you can? If you know you don't have time, if anything, that's more of a reason to, create bonds, right?
I mean, I get what you're saying, but really, I am focused like daily making deals. I just started this new team. I'm making sure the horses are breeding, they're healthy, they're taken care of. I'm mucking stalls for 6 hours a day some days.
I
Yeah,
suppose.
been there.
But there are some people who have friends and they don't see them for a week, and then one night they go out drinking, and they're still there for them, right? And I mean, a horse. It's not like a horse, really, unless it's like Spyro understands what you're saying. But all this money you're making, I'm just saying that. I don't know. When you die, it's not like any of it follows you, right?
That's fair, but I'm only 26. I think I can get pretty rich in the time before I die.
Yes, but then what?
Rich.
I guess I'll be rich and I'll be comfortable, and whatever I want is what then.
I
And
guess
I'll make a name for myself, which is the most important of all, and that way I'll be immortal. If I could go down in history as the world's greatest horse breeder, like, that carries.
Yes, but then you'll be like in the afterlife as the world's greatest horse breeder with no friends.
No one has friends in the afterlife.
There's that one lady. I have a scroll about her. She brought her wife along with her.
Roll
That
religion
scroll.
check.
That I have.
That's actually a decent roll. It's a 15 on the die. That story sounds somewhat. Did that not have a happy ending to it, though?
Horribly sad.
No, she was still able to bring her, but she was just lost part of herself, I suppose. But I don't know. Isn't it kind of sweet to imagine that someone's willing to fight for you like that?
Sure.
Or
I
that you
I
are
don't think the
willing
whole
to
school-
fight for someone like that, right? Vice versa.
I suppose, again, I don't think you're necessarily wrong. Just at where I am in my life right now, I don't know that I have time for that kind of thing. Listen, if you want to fight for me, I'd be more than happy to allow you to.
We
The
are.
poisoner, right?
No, I talk to dead people. Actually, that's my thing.
Oh,
That's what. Perhaps that's why I'm so in touch with this particular subject.
interesting. Well, listen, I don't have any plans to die soon. I hope not. Oh God,
No,
that would be terrible.
I have a spoiler. Most don't.
Right. Well, I mean, yes. Well, I make sure not to get kicked by my horses most days, and I avoid danger when I can, and pulls out like the dagger, not out, but like holds up the hilt from the sash. And I have this for, other types of trouble, and I take care of myself well enough. I get what you're saying. Listen, if companionship in any form wants to find me one way or another, sure, I'm open to it, but I don't really have the time most days.
Well, maybe it found you today. Because we are going to
Listen,
fight for you, and we're going to help your business, if that is what matters to you.
I mean, it doesn't. Listen, if you want to protect me on a more personal level, feel free to do so. I won't be the one stopping you. But anyway, let me get the wine. I'll get the wine out, and we'll break bread together, and maybe I can get to know you. Speaks with dead, horses. You're quiet today. Nevin, well, we're very close, but for some reason I can't seem to recall much about you. It must be the heat of the day.
I'm a pretty good sword fighter, so to speak.
Sword fighter. Interesting. Okay, good to know. That'll be really helpful then. Well, yes, actually, let's do that. Let's go over the basics, and starts getting food prepped. And you see that her pantry, whatever, is pretty well stocked actually. You can tell that she's probably making some decent money actually, as it stands. Has nice wine, Elios especially. You can pick up that this is not the cheapest shit. This is pretty good wine. It's probably imported from somewhere else. But starts pouring you little goblets of it. Sits down. Oh, well, I guess first, any questions you have of me in general? Anything? I don't know. Should we get to know each other first? Do you want to get right to brass tacks?
Well, I don't know. Do you want us to get to know you? Is this an olive branch right now, or is this simply business?
Oh, it could be both.
All right. Well, your passion for horses, it's very moving. What was it, your first horse that got you into this?
I guess so. Yes. My grandfather was a horse breeder as well. Not my father. Well, never really knew him. Grandfather showed me some things, but died when I was pretty young. Mother also died shortly after. And then it was just me with no one else in my family to look out for me. Me and a few horses. I had my own that was given to me as a girl. I had a few more. From there, I decided I'd just to survive, get into the family business, as it were. Not the greatest horses, but solid work horses. And from there, I did some things to acquire some stronger horse seed and did what I needed to with it. From there, I built stronger and stronger horses and have done quite well at breeding these magnificent ones you see in the stables.
Ugh.
Truly, you have some amazing stock. I was a bit, narrow-minded when I first went in there, but yeah, I'm impressed.
Thank you. I do appreciate that coming from the son of the god of horses himself.
Yeah, so he knows horses pretty well. I can't find out if it's just interest or if it's genetic.
I don't know. I'd imagine genetic, right? You're the son of the god of horses, so of course you'll like horses. Isn't that just how things work?
That's what I assumed.
I don't know. I find people interesting. I like to dissect them and stuff. Not literally, just mentally. Like seeing how they work and all of that. The world's a big question.
That's fair, it is, I suppose. I've tried to eliminate as many questions as I can. I found that the world doesn't really matter very much outside of your own little one.
Yes, I guess, but I've gone out of my little one, and now I'm looking at everyone else's. Because it's more interesting than mine, I guess.
Fair enough.
Some people's worlds are bigger than others, too.
That's also fair enough, but in that regard, the goal should be to make your own world better, right? Which is what I've done.
If you can, but sometimes it can't be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had a small loan of 5 horses that got me off the path, so...
Nice, the Nepo baby.
Still, I think you'd be given everything in the world and still not be doing great. I think a lot of it is internal.
You gotta have that dog in you, as some say.
Yes, perhaps. Perhaps you do need to have that dog in you.
When both Elios and Lacintha say that, both of the direwolves that have been laying down just kind of...
Yes, I meant to ask you about that as well. They seem well behaved, and I can tell by their demeanor they're not going to attack, but why are the wolves traveling with you?
They're my friends.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Nevin is friends with the wolves, and Damon is friends with his horses, and that's why I'm saying you should totally make a new horse friend. It's not weird at all.
No, I don't think it's weird at all either. I not even a little bit. Like as I said, as a child, my dearest friend was my horse.
Yes. I bought this chicken in order to sacrifice it for food and water, but now I kind of like my chicken.
Hey,
So
How's your chicken doing? That chicken's been struggling.
it's been hot, but it's it's still going. I do need to buy it more seed. It's just so dumb, like it doesn't have object permanence. I could put something in front of it and then move it away and it doesn't exist anymore. And to live that simply is just kind of admirable.
You want a test of Spyro as object permanence? You were talking about.
He is fresh off the block right now. I don't know if I want to go near him.
Got that post-nut clarity. This is the best time.
He's never thought more clearly in his life.
You just see Spyro without a hoof on, with fingers just smoking a cigarette.
I mean, you can check his object permanence. Just grab like an apple and put it around the other side of his head. If you can remember it's there, then he has it.
Is there like just like an apple or like a bit of bread just on the
Yeah,
table?
for sure. There's food.
Yeah, you can grab something and just Spyro is an apple. You put it behind Spyro's head.
Looks like does like a it has to move his like whole body like to kind of turn around, but like just turns around to look at the apple. And goes like
I think
thinks it's trying to like you're trying to feed it, so it's like
you give Spyro the apple. Yeah, I think he has that.
You know, like children that are like toddlers, they don't really get it until they're around like 6 years old or so. So if you have like a newborn baby and it really wants its bottle, you can just put it behind a blanket and suddenly there's no bottle.
what is Spyro's actual intelligence, by the way? Like number.
I don't think it. I think like we're hyping him up. I think it's the same as the regular horses.
I think it's higher. I think it's like a 5 or so.
No, it's a 2 for a -4.
Oh, okay. It is only
What was
two. Okay.
wisdom?
Wisdom's a +1, 12.
Okay.
So Spyro can't do great math, but
Hmm.
Yeah, which is fair.
what was wisdom?
But you do
That's
get the
like
sense
insight.
that it has like. Hmm.
Wisdom is like insight and survival.
You do get the sense that Spyro has object permanence and like a wit about it that is higher than that of other horses, though it can't
It's a-
speak and things like that. And it,
Yeah,
but it
that's
does
why
get the
Elhead doing long
gist of-
division. Yeah.
yeah, it does get what Damon says at the very least as well. Like when Damon spoke to it, introduced you, it bowed and it knew to do so. So it's at least like has a level of training that is able to understand that that's what it needed to do in that situation, and seemed to understand Damon.
I really wish I could talk to animals or something. I feel like I could get some good information from them. Unfortunately, I'm not related to anything like Fae, so I don't think that's in my scope.
I could talk to my grandma about it if you want.
You're just gonna ring her up, Damon?
I could try. We could ring up my uncle.
Hello, Grandma. My friend would really like to talk to animals. Could you perhaps bestow him with that gift?
Although
Add a
she's the
cute little
centaur
smiley
queen,
face at the end.
so she might only give you the ability to talk to horses.
Why? Because she's
Which
a
I-
centaur? What? She's half
Yeah.
horse?
Yeah, I don't know how like out of her scope she can reach.
Alright.
Felix, if it makes you feel better, I may have the potential to do so, just not right now. Maybe once I get a little bit, you know?
Next time we level up.
Hypothetically speaking, if we were on a leveling system that went up to the number 20, at some point I might be able to do so.
What would you talk to animals about?
I could talk to my wolves and, you know,
What-
ask them how they're doing. And
Just normal conversation then.
mm-hmm.
What about
You'd
you,
be surprised-
Lycynthia? What would you say if you could speak to animals?
Yeah, I suppose I'd be talking to my horses, make sure that they're happy, and ask, you know, who do you like to partner up with the most? That'll really ease the process. You know, that would be part of the business at that point, so I'd be more than happy to listen to their requests and make sure they're happy.
What if they didn't want to go?
They didn't want to go.
What if you could hear them and they said they didn't want to go?
That's never happened.
But I'm saying, like, you were bestowed the gift of being able to speak and they say it to you.
I mean, I'd respect it.
Would
The
you?
sentient creatures, yes, of course.
What about your
No,
business?
I don't think all 40 of them are going to be saying that, right? So if one or two didn't seem to get along, then that's fine.
Well, I mean, surely they all like you, though, right?
Generally, they just seem to like me, yes, but I'm not the one to be having a go with, so there's no issue there.
I'm just saying, you know, like, wouldn't they want to prefer to stay with you than be given to someone else?
Oh, I totally misinterpreted what
Yeah,
you
I'm
meant
not
by that. You meant to leave. I thought you meant to have a go. Oh, I totally misunderstood what you were saying.
I was not asking
Sorry,
if you would
my
like
head
to...
is constantly thinking about them and
Such
what
a
they're doing.
sex-orientated conversation.
Yes, this is what I mean. In terms of if they wanted to leave or not. I understand. Yes, no, I'd tell them. Unfortunately.
Right. I don't know why you thought I would ask that of you, so I'm going to just skip over the conversation. I think maybe you need a vacation if that's what your mind is constantly.
I haven't taken a day off in at least 5 years.
I would strongly recommend, as someone who dabbles in psychology and could possibly be considered a therapist, I would diagnose you with take a vacation to get your mind off of horse fucking.
Well, listen, you win this contest for me? I'll take a vacation. How about that?
Yes, far away from horse fucking.
Yes, I'll even take 2 days off.
Buy armed guard to protect the horses. Go on a cruise or something. I don't know what tickles
Just
you.
get the guy who watches them fuck to look after them.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
I
don't know
trust
if I trust him for 2 whole days on his own.
You brought up the competition. Speaking of which, you said that there were rules.
Oh yes, yeah, there are rules. It's not just get out there and huzzah. There are positions and things like that. Yes.
Oh,
There are also 2 different types of races as well, or battles.
battles.
So you
Give us the
mentioned you had a team ready. Do you mean in addition to us, or
No, I have had in the past champions, I guess you would call them, fighting under Team Indigo. They have not performed well as of yet, and well, I've lost a few at the last event. I have a couple trainees, but they're not up to snuff, I would say, not yet. The 2 of them usually fight together in the double battles, but if you are looking to replace them, I think a couple Demi-gods would fare much better than they.
How many people is it? Is it like whatever you submit or?
Well, at the moment, I'm fielding 1 team in each event. That's usually what most people do. Though I suppose I only have to compete in 1. There's a double person event and a triple person event.
It's not a 4-person event.
No, it was 3 and 2 because originally the party had more people when I planned this. Sorry, I said it in character. It wasn't.
So, well, okay, all right. So, we all have special things that we can do. Maybe we should figure out who would be the most useful. The question is, what horses will we be using?
Well, you'd be using my horses.
Right. Well, I mean, would you want to use Spyro Demon, or would you not want him to be out there?
I wouldn't recommend it. It is honestly quite.
I'm absolutely
Harmful.
using Spyro. Are you kidding me?
All right.
This guy's mortality rate is up to 3 now.
I mean,
Right, well,
would you, if you want to throw your horse into danger? I'm just. How does the game work? Let's get there.
well, let's start with the 2-person game then.
Right.
The 2 members in the chariot. 1 member gets a short sword and a longbow. The second member gets a spear or a trident and 3 javelins and a whip. So these are the only equipment they can bring. Also, everyone wears the same leather armor.
Okay.
Are you allowed to wear adornments? Like, can I keep my cape on, for example?
Yes, you could keep a cape. That's probably fine. Though, maybe not that one. I don't want them thinking you're on the red team.
Oh, crazy! Damn.
Just.
we could just put an indigo cape over it.
Yeah, just put it over.
Or
it.
we could dye it even if you wanted to. We could probably find someone to do so.
It's dyed with the blood of Versatrix. I wouldn't do that.
Oh. Okay, I don't know if what I have will cover that or not.
You just put it on top. You just
You made Versatrix bleed and dipped your cape in it.
No,
No, that's badass. I should tell people I did that. No, she gave it to me.
Interesting. Okay. But essentially, your goal is to make the other team unable to continue, whatever that entails.
So if you blow up their chariot, even though the horse is fine, they are fine, do they lose?
No, they're just on the ground and you're on a chariot, zipping around quickly with javelins and arrows.
Alright. So is the game over When they are unconscious, not or dead.
Yes, or they can, they can choose themselves to be done.
Right. But if you take out, because you were saying people target the horses, is that just to get them to stop moving?
Yes, the lack of mobility plays a big role in things.
Interesting. You had suspicions about the other contestants being demigods. What is it that they do? Is it just they're particularly strong, or is there funny
I don't
business?
know if I would. I don't know if specifically I would say they're demigods, but they are suspiciously good archers.
All right.
Uncle, what's up?
And speaking of targeting the horses, they particularly aim for the horses in these events. I've lost several to them specifically, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fucking fan of them at all.
Damon, don't you... Can't you, like, make people attack you instead of your horse sometimes?
All the time. Spyro's not good at it.
Alright. Well, I can death ward at least Spyro, so he won't die immediately if anything happens.
Whatever
But-
that means, yes. Ward from death, from failure, from loss, whatever it is you have up your sleeve. More than welcome on Team Indigo.
I like Team Indigo.
Alright, so just big arena. You go around, are you going around in circles, or you can go this way,
Yes,
that
you
way?
you
or...
must ride around the perimeter of the arena.
I like that.
Gotcha.
The disadvantage of being uncharioted is that the chariot is no longer there to protect you at all. The walls are high and they can guard you from incoming projectiles and swords, but once you're on the ground, you're easy prey.
Gotcha. Alright, well, let's try to think. Who would be good at this? We can't be summoning things or, Sebastian's execution things may not fly.
Did you just ask who's going to be good at this?
Yeah, obviously you're going to be good at this, Damon. I'm talking about, like, what pairings?
Yeah, we need to.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Well, and there's the 3-person as well, which it's a bit more limited what each person has. The first member gets a shield and a sling. The second gets a short bow, 20 arrows instead of the 10 the other game. And team member 3 gets a glaive. So
Right.
usually, there's one person that's trying to protect the others as they fight at close quarters and at range.
Are you given a specific shield, or can you use your own shield?
Suppose you could use your own shield. I don't know how that'd be a problem.
I have a
And
magic
are they-
shield. No, I mean, just, not cheating, just a normal shield.
Are these events like one right after the other, or is there kind of like a intermission?
Is that intermission? Oh, well, I suppose that other people will be having their own go, and you'll take a break while they're going.
Perfect. In case hypothetically speaking, I were to touch a bow and make it a thing, but that's beside the point.
Am I
Yes,
going to be doubling up?
We are about to start talking about things that are crazy right now.
That's
Mhm.
fine. To answer your question, no, you can't be doubled up. You can only choose one of the event each. If there's 4 of you, you will have to find a 5th, which I can maybe provide someone. Or if you have someone that you know around here, I'm not sure how well you know the people of Arias. I do have the duo I had mentioned before, though they usually like to fight together. I don't know how willing they'd be to separate.
We only need one person as well, so.
It's true. It would have to be the 3-man. Because you would not want a random person to be doing the 2-man one. Right.
So, I assume I'll be going with the doubles.
Yes, you'd have to.
You are going to be the shield person on the triple. Nevin, going to be doubling up with me, or are you going to join the,
I can double up with you. But I'm flexible. I can go wherever I'm needed.
Well, okay,
feel like
so
we'll be
the
safer to
double,
put-
you would have the whip and the spear, Damon, and then Nevin could have the longbow.
Hmm.
Yeah, person 1 gets a short sword and longbow with 10 arrows, specifically 10 arrows. Team member 2 gets a spear or a trident, 3 javelins, and a whip.
Okay. So just because I'm not in the first match does not mean I can't assist you guys as well. I only need you to be around me for a second for me to put my effects on you.
And Sebastian will join the triple, so we just need to find Ilios and Sebastian a partner. Preferably someone with martial prowess. No offense.
If you're talking to me, then no, I never had any intention of fighting.
No, I just sounded like I was trashing on Sebastian and Ilios.
So he's so quiet over there, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's both of them are incredibly powerful, but Ilios isn't much of a combatant, and I don't think Sebastian's going to be allowed to just start fucking slinging glaives around. Not glaives, what does he use? The fucking Philistines.
In the 3-person one, there is the shield and the sling, remember? Which I guess you're saying would be Ilios, shield and sling.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other gets a short bow, and the third gets a glaive. So whichever you would want.
What is the...
Sebastian doing, short bow or a glaive?
He is proficient in simple weapons and firearms.
Short bow might be a simple weapon.
I believe short bow is.
I believe it is, so he should be proficient. But doesn't it go off of your dexterity?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So his plus
I'll
0
get like a plus
dexterity?
3 to it or so.
Yeah.
No, we can't give him the bow.
What is a glaive? Is that like...
Glaive is strength, I believe.
Is it
It's
a martial though?
It's a reach martial weapon, yeah.
Okay, so he has to do the short bow. I mean, I could let Sebastian borrow my shield, and I could use the short bow, because I think I have a slightly better dex than him. I have a +2 to my dexterity, so I have a +5 to hit for my bow.
You also get a sling as well, which is not as powerful as a bow, but it's also dex ranged. It's a D4, I think, though.
That's fair. But isn't the shield person more focused? I don't know if you can tell us, but will they get maneuvers or anything for their shield, or is it just like they will just have a shield and then a sling? So a plus to
They
armor
have a shield,
class.
but they can. So their goal is mostly to protect.
So could they have like a reaction or use their turn to defend someone?
Essentially, they can use their turn to defend someone. Yeah.
Okay. Then maybe Sebastian should have the shield, because then he could do that, and then I have the higher plus to hit with the short bow. To be really, stat about it. Are you speaking, Sam?
Yes, I was. I like this idea.
Okay. And then we'll just need a glaive user.
It's like a combat club in town.
Combat club. No, I mean, there are always people who are looking to get into the sport. You might be able to find someone. There are plenty of gods that are out there trying to fight as well. So I have a couple of people that are somewhat trained. The 2 that I mentioned before, and there's one it's mean to call them a leftover, but that's kind of what they are of the last batch that went in. So they aren't so super keen to head back a second time. Well, the third time they survived the first.
How common is death in this?
Oh, I'd say it's at least 70% mortality rate.
Me.
But those who survive are rewarded rather handsomely, which is why I've gotten into the sport to begin with.
I'm assuming as team leader of Team Indigo, you get a cut of the benefits.
Yes. The riders get some, but you get. Well, we'll discuss percentages.
When is this happening?
3 days time. This is the
3
next
days
event.
time.
It's usually held
Thursday.
once monthly. Did you say
Alright.
something, Damon?
On the third day. So
Yeah, in 3
tomorrow,
days.
day
yeah.
after, on the third day.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So 3 days time to find a new member, if that's what you're worried about. If not, I'll assign someone at random. I'll find something that can be done.
I mean, we're the ones being We're the one who's going to fight alongside them. I'd prefer if we had the first pick, but if we can't find anyone,
Yes,
by all
you're more than
means.
welcome to. I will say that the biggest competition is in the 2-person anyway. The 3-person one, we haven't won yet, but there's no Darius or Isadora that we're contending with in the 3-person battles.
And that's nothing I was going to ask. So the two supposed demigods are competing in the doubles.
Yes, yes.
David looked at Niven. We got this.
Yeah, we can do that.
Alright. I can set
Thanks.
you up when you guys go in. Would you prefer my blessings, which have saved your life so many times? Or would you prefer, like, extra hardiness, like temporary life?
Blessings.
I believe the
Yeah.
temporary life also comes with, like, advantage on... Hold on. Advantage on... Where is it? This would be the spell known as... The fuck is it? Oh my god. Life transference. Big Atlas. I thought it was 3rd level. Am I crazy?
What spell you talking about?
I'm talking about the one that gives you like Bear's Endurance, Eagle Splendor, advantage on like...
I thought it was 2nd
It's
level. Maybe it's
increased
3rd.
ability or something like that.
Enhanceability, yeah.
Enhanceability, that's it.
ability. Yes, you get like Bear's something, which gives you 10
Bear's
HP.
yeah.
Why can't I find it?
And it's like advantage on like con.
Oh, enhanceability. Yeah, you have an advantage on Constitution checks, and you
Checks,
gain
yeah.
2d6 hit points, which is lost when the spell ends. So you can either have 2d6 extra hit points, or you can have Bless, which will give you a d4 to attack rolls or saving throws. Because it's both concentration.
I prefer bless.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, Bless. And I can warding bond one of you. So I can warding bond the horse as well. I can warding bond Spyro and take half of his damage and give him a +1 to AC and saving throws. Or I can do it to one of you.
If you're gonna do it to a horse, do it to Nevin's horse. Spire could take a blow.
I'd worry
You'll
about...
be on the same. You'll be on the same chariot together.
Oh, that's crazy. I did not understand the concept of this competition at all. And the same with the 3 people? 3
Yeah,
people
we're
watch.
on one chariot together.
That's a big chariot.
How they're pulled by 2 horses each, so you'll need Spyro and a 2nd horse.
Oh, so wait, how come Damon can't double up, but Spire can?
Because he's a horse.
Wait, say that again?
It's saying
That's fair.
Damon can't double up, as in Damon can't compete in 2 things, but Spyro can compete in 2 things.
No, Spyro should also only compete in one thing. Spyro should be with Damon and the 2 people then.
Mhm.
Yes.
And there would be
There you go.
2 horses leading a chariot that holds both Nevin and Damon. And the other competition will be purely provided horses for you. Or if you wanted Spyro to be there and not with you.
No, Spire's in there.
Alright. Here's the thing, I can do that. I will say that it'll leave me a little bit more spent, abilities-wise, for the next round when I actually go in.
If that's the case, I wouldn't want to risk that.
Well,
I
you
think
also
we'll
want to
be fine
win.
with the bless, and then you can save the rest of your abilities for your fight.
Yes, because I can't
happy
really
with
do
that.
anything like flashy or like, you know, summoning the dead and stuff like that, so it would be purely healing, discreet healing. That
Are
being
the
said,
horses
I have...
allowed to attack each other?
Jesus. My lord.
Lysintha, is that allowed? Could Spyro attack others?
It's Spyro attack. I mean, that's
I mean, people ram all the time. That's fine.
He's got a hoof kick that could rival a greatsword, so I'm just wondering.
I believe it. As I said, I've seen him kill 2 men. So, yes. I mean, I suppose there's no rule against the horse kicking. Though they'll have a chariot being pulled behind them. So, I don't know how the hind legs are going to be really getting into it. But if you can figure something out.
Perfect. I just want to make sure I have all my options.
Also, Damon, if we are fighting demigods, we also have to be prepared that they might cheat and use some of their abilities as well. So we have to be willing to, if they start cheating, we'll use
Cheat
our
back.
own abilities. Exactly.
Listen, I know that I've kind of got this reputation among the group of the goody two shoes because I didn't want to kill peace or anything, but no, I will absolutely cheat in this competition.
Absolutely, yes.
Fine by me. Just don't get caught doing it.
I mean, how do you prove that? Accuse us of being demigods? That's ridiculous.
I just don't do something so outlandish that there's no denying it. We all know they walk amongst us here and there.
Alright, I think I have a few things that I could do to set you guys up for this. But I will need preparation. And to be very clever. But that's easy.
A super quick question. When David said, because I didn't want to kill peace, it seemed like Lysintha was just, took that on the chin, like a champ. Inside check on that? Could David insight that?
Yeah, sure.
Come on, big Damo.
I think I'll get this. I rolled to oppose. 20. Yeah. You get the sense that it doesn't really hit anything specific when you said because I didn't want to kill peace. You assume that she probably just took that as metaphorically speaking in a way, I didn't want to end the peace amongst something, or you don't get the sense that it's well known that the god of peace has died amongst the human population. They have, there is tale of was it Vera died? That is known. That was 20-ish years ago. That is a known thing amongst humans.
That happened
but
20 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what kicked off the war?
Yeah.
Dude, I was sitting on that one for a minute then.
Things move differently amongst the
Yeah.
Celestials and the Elementals and the gods.
Gonna say, I think their time moves a bit differently. Ugh.
Yes, and on the material plane, it was about 20 years ago.
Sure.
But that's a known thing that that goddess was killed. However, it doesn't seem like that rings a bell to Lysintha at all, and it doesn't seem like knowledge of Peace's demise, of Merla's death, has reached the human population yet.
Sure. Anything else? This is just me being greedy, but gleaming on the fact, the whole thing about demigods, she seems to be taking all of this like a champ.
Vibe
Son of
checking her?
Umir, believe it. Yeah, Son of Umir, believe it. God Horse, believe it.
You get the sense this is an incredibly practical woman, and she knows the fact that gods exist, knows that demigods exist. You don't expect to encounter one every day by any means. You expect to ever encounter one, but you hear tales about them. You know they're around, and the fact that Elis was just magic. Okay, well, and you instantly get this the thought that the way she thinks is, how can I use this to benefit my own gain?
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
So in our first competition, are we allowed to bring our own equipment, or is it assigned to us?
It's fine. I mean, I technically am the one. Your team will assign your equipment. But it has to be specific things. So, for example, you asked if you could use your own shield. Go for it. That's fine. That came from me. I have stock armor ready to go as well. You must wear a certain armor, so it will be the team's armor, that one. But accoutrement, you asked if you could wear a cape. Yes, but as I said, not a red one. Of course, not a red one.
So like,
Do you have like a
my
thick indigo cloak that I could put over it?
I suppose, but I don't let literally anyone see that you're wearing red. Like that's just unacceptable. Even if it
Okay.
peeks out, it looks like just simply no.
so like my like sash and like outfit. Can I just put an armor over this, or is that?
If it's something that's gonna fit under your armor, then feel free. Just again, don't let it be shown. Browns are fine. But something so there's no brown team. The leather is brown anyway. There's no issue with that. But there's a
Alright,
yellow
then.
team, red team. There's a blue team.
This outfit, you know, it is iridescent with starlight and the energy of the unfathomable cosmos. So I
Yes, my eye has caught that a few times, and I haven't said anything about it, but
yes, it's
it might
purple
draw
or-
attention if I'm being honest.
Alright, I guess I'll double layer up. It's not the first time.
I don't know how
Sweating.
more people haven't brought that up. Like when we first got here with the guards.
Because there are a lot of little things like that I forget.
I think a lot of people choose not to see it, if I'm being honest, a lot of the time. Especially when something... there was a giant sandstorm, you're not really like... You just probably brush it off as sparkles, you know, like... That one's a bit fruity, right?
If I didn't know you were demigods, it would probably be incomprehensible to my mind, and I would look elsewhere.
Yeah, possibly.
That's
Even now, I don't particularly wish to look at it. It gives me a headache and makes me think about things I don't want to think about.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Alright, very good. Well... I think we're all set for that. Just hope you guys don't die, right? Otherwise, that would be most unfortunate.
It would be, but at least I'd keep the horse then.
At least you're honest.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd prefer that you live. You seem a fine fellow, and we have been friends for ages, Nevin, and I wouldn't wish to see anything befall you.
That hour's gonna be coming up quick. Spyro, if I died, would you just happily go back to... Actually, it's a dumb question. It sounds like you would love to go back to what you were doing.
Betrayed by your own horse, Damon.
I get it, buddy. I get it. I'm gonna give him a pat.
There's a sense of camaraderie and understanding between the two of you.
Yeah, you said that as soon as you got out, you immediately went with a prostitute. So, I guess you really can relate, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Just that base primal urge, huh, Damon?
Yeah, just, you can't kick it, can you?
I certainly have. So...
If that is your cup of tea, there are establishments like that around here.
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
I was young.
There's
Stupid.
no shame about it. That's your interest at the least.
Actually,
Yes,
young, I
David,
think
there's
that's
no shame about it.
I appreciate that. But I am fine.
Right, well... We don't have anywhere to stay, so...
Yeah, you stay here with me, of course.
Yes,
Perfect.
Of course. Yes,
Yes,
perfect.
yes. I'll put you up. Of course, I'll put you up. There's room aplenty.
I mean, we're kind of all working for you now, so...
Yeah, yes. I mean, again, my good friend Nevin here is in town. Where else would I expect her to stay?
That's crazy. Let's drink. Dan's
Let's
gonna pop
drink.
up a bowl of wine.
Drink. And yep, wine goes around. Libations are had.
Nevin's eating the fuck out of that bread.
So much bread is.
How good is this food?
It's good. It's high quality. It's better than the standard fare. It's probably Elios. For your palate, it may not be exquisite to fine quality as I'd expected the best of banquets. However,
having eaten the standard fare here and there, it's certainly above that.
Thank God, good food. It's been so long.
You would have ate well in Artemis as well.
Still, it's been a desert.
Oh yeah, for sure. You've been eating like rations and shit, like dried things that can survive a desert. This is significantly better and surprisingly fresh.
Do you do your own shopping, or do you have hired servants?
Oh no, I don't do my own shopping. No, I don't have a hired servant necessarily. I mean, I have someone who does specifically the shopping for me. That's their job. That's what they do. They go and get food and they bring it to me.
Honestly, that's how everyone should live.
It's, Ubertos is their name, and yes, they're quite useful.
Ubertos.
My family's exiled someone for getting our grocery list wrong before, so...
Who is your family?
Someone. I'm a demigod, what do you mean?
No, that's fair. I never really imagined the gods sitting around and... I imagine them feasting, but I suppose I don't imagine anyone ever getting their groceries. Huh.
It's the human half, but having a god status sometimes can wind you pretty far up the ladder. You don't need to worry about how too far. Just know that if someone gets my groceries wrong, they will be banished. I think it's an appropriate response.
You think it is appropriate?
Yes, if you wanted a certain kind of bread and they bring you back a bread you hate, would you show them mercy? For you have paid them and they have not done a task.
I would send them back to get the bread that I wanted.
And
I would
to
banish
have
them
them
back to the store.
muck it up again.
I think they'll get the bread right the second time.
But does that also not bring embarrassment to your name that you have staff that can't do their job?
No, people make mistakes. What do you mean?
People are not allowed to make mistakes around here. At least in my household.
Your household is incredibly strict, and I never wish to set foot in it.
Well, I don't know if you'd be invited, but... Not because of me, though.
Thanks,
I would love to
I
have
guess.
you.
Okay, well, please don't banish me for showing up 10 minutes late. Well, is there anything else? We all eat and we dine and... Cool.
I think that's about it. Got all the rules for the race. I guess we'll set out tomorrow, try to find a fifth person. See if we can find anyone half decent with a glaive.
Alright,
Yeah.
sounds good. Alright, so y'all spend the night at Lysintha's. She has a second story, where there is like lodging and place for you to bed up. Also, room at the stables, Damon, if you wish to go there. That's the you call, though. Yeah. Otherwise, there's plenty of space. Like blankets and stuff are laid out. The nights here are very cool anyway. You see the fog. If you look out any of the windows, rises higher during the nights to probably about where it would be like waist height for most of you. The horse sleeps downstairs, either in the stables with you or in the dining room where you have brought it, where a horse does not belong, but Lysintha doesn't make too big of a fuss out of it. After the hour where your spell would drop, you notice Lysintha doesn't say anything about it. Despite you knowing the fact that she would know that something happened.
Does she look upset about it, or?
If make a insight check for
Okay.
when you feel like the magic hold slipping off.
21.
You see in that moment, because it's merely a moment, but you feel your magic slip, so you know the exact timing of it. That like a moment where it slips off, she kind of like in the middle of a conversation and merriment and talking or whatever, just kind of pauses, looks towards you, has like a very stern look on her face, and then goes straight back to what she was doing.
Yeah, Nevin does the whole like fucking like bear side eye. Then kind of looks back forward.
Yeah. Seems he took it in stride for whatever reason.
And out of curiosity, did the guard show back up?
Ah, I forgot about the guard. Yes, the guard definitely shows back up. Yeah, the probably about 3 hours later, Sunset has started. Comes knocking. Da 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 da. Lysintha will go answer the door. This is after as well that your spell has faded.
Mhm.
However, she doesn't understand the exact nature of this magic. Opens up. You hear them. I'm here looking for. Well, a couple people I dropped off here. I assume you met them. Like tall one, kind of scrawny guy, another kind of scrawny guy, and this real hot chick. She's wearing some stuff over, but like you could tell. I don't know how to describe her. I didn't see her that well, but this is aura she gave off. Honestly, I was enamored. Sorry, I'm talking too much. I'm nervous. We have a date scheduled. She said I should meet her here. Oh, you must be talking about my good friend. Oh, she was here, but she has left the premises some time ago. She did mention you might be stopping by, and she wanted me to tell you to fuck right on off. That she's not interested, and that you are a smelly, slimy, scummy person for even attempting to woo her the second she walked into this town. Farewell. Don't come here again. Dong. Looks back, goes, sits down, gives you a wink. I don't think they'll be bothering you anymore.
Nevin's just like, and kind of like does the whole predator handshake, just.
Yeah, grabs it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else from anyone before they bed down and? Okay. Then I guess that is where we will call our session for tonight.
Hey.
I will come back to. Well, wait. We might have a second session we're discussing. If you're watching, we might have an impromptu session sometime during the week. More details forthcoming. Maybe could happen. Also, Sam, you're muted. If you didn't know
you're
that.
muted, Sam.
Yeah. We'll see about that though. We may end up playing a little bit more. Whatever we play Materia next though, we'll get to our chariot battle, I presume, or maybe we'll spend some time looking around the city. Whatever. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to us talk about horses fucking for 4 hours.
An absurd amount of time.
That's what it's all been leading up to. Thank you. That's the sound it makes.
Oh no!
I just say when I pictured this 15 session in the making reunion between
It'd be
Damon
more
and
heartfelt,
Spyro.
right?
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
oh,
they
it's
give
gonna
you
be
that.
beautiful, and then it's like, nah, he's like, because I just know that when Damon hugged him and was sobbing, he was still fucking rock hard.
Anyway, you want to kick us on out of here, or do you want me to?
I can do it. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you all so much for watching the raid. If anyone from that was still here, we appreciate that so much. Love yourself, love each other, love animals, stay hydrated, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.